Welcome in, welcome in. First stream, first episode. Actually, it's been like, what, a week, Dan, since the last stream? 6 days
Yeah.
ago? It says?
Yeah, we only did one stream last week. Due to some scheduling, we weren't able to do our normal start-sit streams that we've been doing recently. But yeah, we hope to do those again. So yeah, let us know if you enjoyed those. But yeah, we got a brand new show today, The Negotiating Table. And this was just something that came to me today. And I thought it'd be fun to mix it up a little bit because we've been doing a lot of Dynasty Dilemma lately, which has been great. But we thought we'd mix it up a little bit. And I was thinking back, Blake, to a couple of the first videos that we ever recorded on this channel. And one of them, the first of this kind we did was called I Just Traded for Justin Jefferson Live, where you and I did this live trade negotiation. Although I guess technically it wasn't live because, we edited it and then uploaded it as a video. So it wasn't actually a live stream, but it was live in the sense of like we negotiated the deal in this video. And so I kind of thought it'd be fun to bring that back a little bit because actually that's our most viewed video ever on the channel. Even has like more views than any of our live streams, even some of the recent ones that have been doing pretty well. But in any case, I thought it'd be kind of fun to bring back that concept of like doing deals live because, of course, like on fantasy football YouTube, everyone wants to give advice that's actionable. And so why not take that one step further and actually take the action live and show everyone. So the idea is like, not only could it be a negotiation between you and I, Blake, potentially, but also just kind of taking a moment here. Cause like we all kind of have busy lives, like sometimes it's hard to find enough time to like send out trade offers for all these guys that we want to buy low on or sell high on. So here's kind of a chance here where we can kind of talk about what players we'd want to buy, sell, and then actually send out some offers in each of our leagues. So, and then another possibility is anyone that's watching, any of our league mates that are watching, whether in the listener league or some of the other leagues that we're in together, if you're watching this right now and you want to hop on the Zoom call live, join the stream and negotiate a deal, we could do that right here live on stream. So that's kind of the concept for the show here. Thought it'd be fun.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we have had that before where Randy and Reed, his brother, hopped on, and you guys, I like, what would you say? Like, I like mediated like a three-way trade where I was like,
absolutely,
kind of just like, I don't know, I'm just, I know the settings, and I was like, okay, well, Reed, like, you gotta give up some ground here, buddy. Like, you're not gonna get lamb for a chain, like, you're gonna have to get something out. So that was already one we've done, which was a lot of fun.
And you did a good job, by the way. I think you got me Ali Gordon thrown into the deal. So you
right.
did
because he was saying something about roster room, I think it was, and I'm like, well, why don't you just give away Ali Gordon with? You should be doing that anyways. So that's hilarious. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. And then
so that was just spontaneous, but yeah, that was super fun. And so yeah, I was also kind of thinking back to that. That like, hey, we should do more of that. That was really cool.
Yeah, it can be very productive, especially if like you're actually like talking to the person you're training with, which is like something funny enough like I've done a couple times. And actually, I was just telling you this, Dan. This week, I have not made like a redraft trade, or at least a notable one that's like not complete randomness. I don't know if I even made one last year because like it is so hard to get redraft trades done, especially when you're playing with like kind of like your buddies and stuff like that. Like they just like it needs to be a clear win or no deal, right?
Yeah.
So I've really like given up in redraft trying to trade, but I've made 2 deals like this past week, both in person, and like both completely unintentional.
Right.
Where I had the luxury of like being the top team in both redraft leagues and like talking to someone that's like more on the fringe, and they wanted to get a deal done with me, and in both deals I got Quentin Johnston, which is hilarious. But one was on the golf course and one was in the gym. The gym, and I just so happened to see like the guy there. I didn't even know, like, we didn't even go together. So pretty funny, but like I think it's like a great example of like knowing your person you're dealing with a little bit, or like actually like talking to them or being face to face.
Yes.
Is like, could you imagine if fantasy football was like technically like everyone was just like in a room when you or face to face talking? You would get so much more done than random offer, random
Yeah.
decline. So this
Yeah,
I feel
because
like
it's
this
such like
kind of
a
is a way to.
yeah, kind of bridge that gap because like there's such like a kind of disconnect there where trade negotiations are often just this like faceless thing where you just send an offer on Sleeper and then the person gets a notification on their phone and then maybe you DM with each other and you're typing each other messages, but there's just something kind of like soulless about it, you know? And I think one of the best ways to just get more trades done in general is to establish good relationships with your league mates. And now that can be done through DMs, through like written messages. But I think it's even cooler when you can actually get to know the person a little bit. And obviously, that's one of the cool things about this channel is that we've actually gotten to meet a lot of our league mates, you know, especially over this off season as we started deciding to have like some of our league mates on streams and like getting to know them. And, that's been so much fun. And I definitely feel like, you can kind of start forming some friendships. And once that happens, there, a trust and a rapport kind of forms there where you're able to let your guards down a little bit and have a little trust that like, okay, maybe this person isn't just like completely out to screw me. And I feel like that's when you can get more deals done.
Yeah, yeah, and there's just also like when you're like face to face too, like when you get that crazy offer that's just like someone wants like half price, like how are you gonna like say that? Like I could not say to your face like, okay, hey,
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson, yeah, I'll give you a first in like a 2028 second. Okay, hey,
Right.
I'll throw in Brashard Smith or someone,
Yeah. Yeah.
like yeah, you're not gonna do that. You're gonna be like, if someone was doing that to me, an
Exactly.
idiot, or in person,
Yeah.
I'd
So it
rip
kind of
into it.
forces the
Like,
person to like, hey, like if you weren't, if you wouldn't say that to my face, like, you probably shouldn't
yeah,
offer that to me over the, anonymity of Sleeper.
yeah, exactly. Like, I wouldn't even be able to like bear like completely lowballing someone in
Yeah.
person. I don't even like doing it in demand with and like sleeper chat. So, anyways,
Yeah.
good. I thought that was pretty fun to talk about though, especially like there's like no coincidence that like 2 times I'm randomly with league mates. I just
Yeah.
like randomly get a deal that I had no intention of doing so, but they actually
Right.
like wanted to, and
Right.
even like sat me down one time in the gym before I left to like get a deal done, which was hilarious and
Right.
a lot of fun. So yeah, that's kind of what you can expect from this episode. I think like a fun way to just kind of like start off before we actually like getting to like sending offers out is to like talk about some of the players we want to trade for because I think that's like how I operate, especially like in season.
Mhm.
Is I'm trying to like I would say just like almost like brainstorm like random players like oh my god okay do I want like who am I like buying high low on whatever. I'm
Mhm.
getting a sense of the narrative going on players, right? You and I were just talking about Fannin, how I mean, like, there's this quarterback change. There's he hasn't really done anything the last couple weeks, especially if
Right.
you're not in like a 2 PPR. So like, now might be the time to get a guy like Fannin when no one's talking about him.
Yeah.
Hey, you've had other rookies been flashing and taking all the spotlight away.
Mhm.
And then there's other, end of the spectrum like Woody Marks and Quentin Johnston, these like red hot guys of like
Yeah.
if you like, we have Woody Marks, but we don't really own Quentin Johnston. So like, how are we gonna get him if we are right? So I think it's a fun way to. I don't know. That's how I think about trades
Mhm.
generally when I'm sending out offers. Is I'm finding leagues where it makes sense to send an offer.
Yeah. Okay, so you're thinking of like the league first, or you're thinking of the players first?
I'm thinking about the players first, then I'm going
Yeah.
and I'm checking who the owners are, what their situation
Right.
is, what my
Yeah.
situation
Exactly.
is. Because it's a good part about being in a lot of leagues is like if I was in 3 leagues, like, dude, I might
Yeah.
really want to buy Woody Marks. You might own all 3 of them or something or
Right.
whatever it is, right? So it's much easier when you have a number of leagues like we do.
Right, exactly. Because yeah, I mean, we're each like in double-digit dynasty leagues at this point. So yeah, I mean, like each of us owns a few shares of Woody Marks, because that was like one of our favorite, rookie sleepers this offseason. Not to
Oh,
brag or
and,
anything,
and
but yeah,
Randy and Randy's in the chat speaking of Woody
oh
Marks,
no, oh no.
and he
Hey,
says, "Are we making trades or what?" So
Hey, we're hoping. Hopefully better than the trade I made with Randy where I sent him Woody Marks. But yeah, we won't even get into that. Little bitter about that. But hey, at least it's helping Randy out. He needed an RB too. So
well, he might have one now. But hey, yeah, and Randy, if you didn't catch it, look, hey man, if you at some point you got a league, you know about an offer, you want to get a deal done or something, I'll restate that. Hey, if you want to hop on, we are welcome to have you on here to because yeah.
Guys know we can DM you the Zoom link on Sleeper or probably I don't know, can you do that on YouTube or one way or another we'll get it to you.
Yeah, we'll get it to you for sure. If anyone's or yeah, if you're interested there, Randy or whoever is in a league with us like that.
Yeah, any other league mates watching. But yeah, Blake, responding to what you were saying there. Because yeah, like on Sleeper, if you pull up like a player card of like Woody Marks, you can like look and see, okay, these are the leagues I own them in, and then these are the leagues where I don't, and okay, which managers own them, and then you can kind of scroll through that and see like, okay, which of these managers might I be able to realistically like acquire a share of via trade. Just because obviously like some managers you're gonna have like good relationships with and you're gonna know like, okay, this guy's reasonable, and then others it's like, I'm not even gonna bother. So although I mean sometimes it's still worth trying, but yeah, usually you want to use your time efficiently, and so you kind of know you kind of pick your spots.
Yeah, that's the worst thing. Like sometimes there's like a league man, I'm like, like this, no chance. Like
not even worth it. Not even gonna bother.
Even if I like give like the best offer imaginable, it's like,
right,
am I even gonna get a response or something along those lines, whatever it might be. But also welcome Michael Hart into the chat, and maybe we'll talk some redraft trades, by the way, because I have a league where I can also like totally send out some redraft trades. It's just like I haven't like spent any time like looking at who to target, so I feel like that would be a good one, especially for those of you interested in redraft. But
yeah, let's I actually kind of wanted to start with Woody Marks, because I think it's kind of interesting because Blake, I feel like you kind of saw this coming in terms of not from the bigger sense of like how we liked him in the offseason, but in terms of it happening this past week. We didn't have a lot of chance to talk about it, but it seems like you did, or at least talking about it now in retrospect, it seems like you kind of saw it coming. So like, tell us a little bit about that. Like, what were some of the warning signs that the blow up Woody Marks week was coming for you? And what can we learn from that? And how can we take advantage of that and maybe find the next Woody Marks this week or moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, like, for me, well, number one, you and I were like big Woody Marks fans, like, all through the dynasty process, and he was just like, we were like not, and the reason, by the way, we talked about this, like, why we were like even in on Woody Marks was just like everyone thought Woody Marks sucked, and we're like, what if he doesn't? And also he's like a really good like pass catcher and like was a workhorse at USC, all this stuff, had good draft capital, so like I think there's like an advantage, and like that's the issue is I don't do that for every player. Like we can't just we didn't like really like bias of just like listening to the echo chamber when it comes to Woody Marks, because he was like the most easy player to read. Oh, he stinks. Yeah, no, he's like not even athletic. But
the weird thing is, like, if you watch him, like, even if you just pull up his like YouTube college highlights, it's like this guy looks really good. And I know like everyone looks good in their highlights, but like Woody Marks really looked good. He looked faster than his numbers. Exactly. He just looked like a really good player. I mean, I feel like I have pretty good instincts of just like watching a guy and kind of getting a vibe, and I was getting good vibes from Woody Marks. So and it seemed like we both saw and felt the same thing there.
When you see him, you're like, yeah, this dude could score some PPR fantasy points here,
right?
So yeah, I mean, like we just liked him, kind of off that, and the capital and stuff, everything was there. Well,
everyone kind of pegged him into being just this like typical like, oh, he's just a third down back. It's never going to be anything more than that.
Yeah, and like he had no rushing skill set is kind of like what they were.
But I think that was really exaggerated, and I think one good lesson there is like just don't get caught up in all the groupthink, because sometimes like you hear enough smart people, just all repeating the same thing, and you just start to think like, oh, well, they must be right. Like I must be the one that's wrong, and then it turns out no, everyone that was thinking the same thing was wrong because clearly they weren't thinking.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those ones because like sometimes it can be really like it can actually a lot of times be okay to, and like useful to listen to people. But if you really believe like, okay, they're overlooking something or whatever it is that you kind of see in it, it's completely fine to like, counter that because people do just get stuck in groupthink. It's just like human nature to just
Yeah.
to disagree with
Yeah.
things that you're hearing, especially when you can't talk back to like that YouTuber that you whatever
Yeah.
podcast you're listening to or wherever your Twitter.
Right.
So, anyways, that was pretty interesting because Woody Marks was a really like I didn't even hear about him until like a couple weeks before the process, and he just like jumped off the board. And I was just like, I maybe like I thought there must have been something wrong with me. And here's the thing, we don't even know how good Woody Marks is, right? We're acting like, oh, he's like next QB. He had one good game. You were asking what like the alarm bells were that
Yeah.
were going off. Well, my concern for Woody Marks was Dare Ogunbowale,
Funny enough.
just stealing all the receiving work, stealing some of these like valuable 2-minute snaps and stuff like that. And then in week 3, he did not play a single snap, and I was like pretty surprised about that quickly, especially.
Yeah.
So when I saw that, I was just like spamming out offers. I already owned a bunch of Woody Marks, and then I think I had him on like 3 of my 4 redraft teams. I picked him up in like the 4th league. And like I didn't know it was gonna happen this week, but here's the thing: he also like had a near 50% snap share that week as well, just below enough for like the sleeper thing to be read and people not to notice, and not many carries. So by the way, that's like a huge thing. Like, please no green on those like sleeper cards when you're trying to look for these like rookies to buy them before they kind of pop. So, anyways, Woody Marks was just like everything that you wanted to see from Woody Marks was coming. Again, no idea he's gonna score 30 points. I was thinking like he's a good play for like 10 points this week.
Yeah, because I mean the big obstacle still was Nick Chubb. I mean, I wasn't even really thinking of Dari, but I guess that was kind of like, I don't know, could we call that like a canary in a coal mine, or maybe in a good way, where it was kind of this signal that things were about to change. And not only did they change with Dari obviously continuing not to get the snaps, but then all of a sudden, well, I don't know. I didn't even look at Nick Chubb's stat line. Like, did he do anything at all? I mean, it seemed like it was just the Woody Marks show.
No, he still got a good amount of carries, but
Okay.
I don't think like 12 carries. They ran the ball a ton that game. Again, it was a great matchup, by the way. So like,
Sure. Titans.
yeah, but like Marks was like leading. It was like split, but he was leading like the entire time. So, anyways, I was like, by the way, I was like actually shocked seeing that like on Sunday. I was like, holy crap, like. Again, like I thought, like to a degree, this would happen. Like I thought it would be like a slow takeover. I did not think this was gonna be some 1 week.
Yeah.
And maybe that's the thing I want to say is like That's where I want to say like you gotta be careful. We are just like acting, and everyone's acting as if Woody Marks has taken the job. Like, look, I think it's likely, but we've seen like coaches be just borderline insane. I do think that Nick Chubb's been bad enough that it's like, okay, they are like crazy if they roll Nick Chubb out there, even like 50% of the time or 50% of touches. Like, clearly Woody Marks is the dude to be getting the ball. But I just want to say, like, let's never like just assume things in fantasy football. That's gonna be a dangerous game. So again, you got to consider that Woody Marks might be like scoring 8 PPR points next week. Like,
yeah, you never know, but I mean, we do expect like good things going forward. He's not going to crush every single week, but we definitely like his chances the rest of the season. And yeah, I mean, I don't know, like, I mean, it's not my instinct to even try to buy Woody Marks like at this point. No. I mean, I don't know. Like, we've talked about that before. I've never been like a huge fan of buying on the way up, even though sometimes it is the good thing to do. But I just hate not having the leverage. But I would rather think about like who's the next Woody Marks. Yeah. And I have noticed that you've been trying to get Brashard Smith off me pretty hard in our Blood, Sweat, and Beers league. So, and the more I thought about it, I was like, you know what? Like, this is feeling awfully familiar to the Woody Marks situation. We have a pass-catching running back who was really known for his pass catching in college, who, looks, very quick and explosive, and he even runs like a really good 40 time, Brashard Smith does, and plays for a good offense in the Chiefs. And in terms of what we saw last week, we did see Brashard Smith, at least get like a few targets. So
Yeah,
it seems like we might kind of be reaching possibly a tipping point. I mean, obviously we can't guarantee
it's
that, oh, Brashard Smith's going to break out this week, but there are some indications there that it kind of feels like Woody Marks did a week ago, does it not?
yeah, it does. Like I pointed out, like we were talking earlier, like about some key differences of like why. Okay, like the key difference is like Rashard Smith like actually just costs like way less than Woody Marks did
Yeah.
anyways. Because like still Woody Marks was like kind of like a respectable asset before week 4 blow up, but like
Mm.
Rashard Smith, like no one's talking about him. No one's saying. Here's like actually like people are. There's a little bit of buzz I've noticed in the last like since I've been sending out those offers. I actually did complete a trade in one of our leagues for Brashard Smith. I got like I said like Keenan Allen for Brashard Smith in a third, which I really like that one for like my team.
Yeah.
But that's exactly what I'm trying to do. Is I'm just trying to catch these guys on the way up because you. If we talk about like tight ends and stuff like that, like you don't want to like buy a Brock Bowers or you don't want to like buy Tyler Warren right now. Like you want to find the next Tyler Warren. You want to find the next Brock Bowers. It's the same
Yeah.
thing across position here at running back. You want to get a Woody Marks or a Bucky Irving or Kyron Williams. You want to get them when they're free or a fourth round or a third round pick. You do not want to like pay the price like when they're especially when there's like uncertainty because it is good to buy into uncertainty and you can kind of catch them on the way up. But the issue is like the running back position is like, I mean, just think about for a second on Woody Marks. By the way, like okay, Mixon, I believe, is he on contract beyond this year?
Gosh, I'm not even sure. I could look it up.
I feel like he got re-extended. I could be wrong about that one. Let's assume
Mm.
he's not, right? Like that means Woody Marks has to survive the NFL draft, free agency. You know, you got like Brees Hall and K9 and these guys entering free. So much gonna happen. Like Woody Marks could just be like absolutely nothing next season, right? We have absolutely no idea. So you want to get you don't want to like pay an arm and a leg right now for him. We don't even know if he's gonna be like that good for fantasy going forward. We can assume he'll be useful, but
Mm.
the point is like you want to be running on this like house money and get them before they even like touch the field or do anything is like
Mm.
always like my goal with rookies. And like now I'm like, okay, like do I start selling a Woody Marks? Like, you know, what's the tipping point where I want to get rid of him because he's not that like desirable of a I mean, he's like a 24-year-old about to be 25 in like December running back. Like that's the reality of it, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so I mean that is another good question. Is like, yeah, what would you need to move off of Woody Marks? Let's assume it's on a team where you have good running back depth, where you can easily shed a running back and not even worry about it.
yeah,
I mean, if someone's offering you a second and a third for Woody Marks, so let's say they both project mid to late, both in 26, second and a third.
I think there's nothing wrong with taking that. Like I'll just say, like I mean, just think about the range of outcomes, right? Like
Mm.
again, like Mixon technically could be back, though I know there's like a report coming out now that like okay, it really sounds like he's not coming back this year. Could be back next year. Again, so much can happen. That if you don't need him this year, like just yeah, cash out at a reasonable thing. I think what's more fun is like, can you get the second and like Torrey Horton, or can you get like a second and a fourth and Brashard Smith instead? Like that
Yeah.
is like when you can start like multiplying wins. Like you get your
Oh, yeah.
second, another bet at the next Woody Marks. Like
Exactly.
that's the real goal. I feel like when you're trying to trade a Woody Marks, it may not always be possible, but there's so many rookies out there that haven't done anything. Can you also turn like Woody Marks into like Luther Burden or something? Like I think that would be really interesting, especially if you again if you're like a rebuilder and you have Woody Marks. Like again,
Yeah.
get those points off your team, or what do you have to add to him to go get like, or yeah, I don't know. Can you? I don't think you can turn him into gold. And I'm just saying maybe you can like add a little something, get him into Golden, Loveland, players like that where you just feel so much better about their career.
Right.
And it's not like Woody
Yeah.
Marks will ever like burn you if you sell at that price. Like really, like what is he gonna do? I mean,
Yeah, and even if you're a contender where, like, in theory, you could use Woody Marks, but, like, if you already have good depth and, like, Woody Marks is just sort of a guy that maybe he's, like, one of the top options on your bench and, like, you don't even, like, need to start him every week, why not just like add a little something to them and turn them into like you say, a longer term asset that you're going to feel better about in the longer term, especially if like maybe you don't have any shares of Golden, you don't have any shares of Luther Burden, but you have like 5 shares of Woody Marks, because that's actually pretty much like the situation I'm in. So it's
Same.
like, hey, why not take one of these Woody Marks, add a little something, and get one of these guys that are going to be better long term probably, and I have like no shares of.
Yeah, I mean, this like to me is like why you fade. Like again, you can have everyone will have their own opinion, but that's like why I like don't draft like especially like Luther Burden. Like I took one because I was forced to at like 203, but it's like I
Mhm.
didn't expect him to do a hot start. And guess what? If I start pegging random rookies down the board, like I might be able to turn one of those random Woody Markses into Luther Burden in the first month of the season, and then it's like I mean, you're feeling pretty good about that. If you can turn your third round pick into like Luther Burden, essentially, right? Or whoever it is. So,
Yeah,
I
and hey, we have a new viewer in the chat here. Over hop,
oh,
under malt.
that's like a bot.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Oh, how do you know?
because look at the next comment.
We'll check back in. Great meeting. Oh, Jesus. Okay, yeah, never mind.
But Michael is in here by the way saying Genty and Hampton, who, I mean, hey, Genty showed me and Joshy up in our co-manage league because we had him on the
Yeah.
bench. And boy, oh boy, did he have a great week. So and same with Hampton. So great to see those guys absolutely rolling, especially for like the redraft guys that are.
Yeah, and actually in listener league, I was playing against Randy, and I started both Genty and Woody Marks against
Oh
them.
yeah,
Almost pulled off the win, but Josh Jacobs had other plans in mind. But yeah, I mean, let's start steering this toward sending out some offers. So I mean, we talked about Woody Marks, we talked about Brashard Smith. Um, yeah, I mean, what players, Blake, have you been like most targeting as like buy lows? Um, and like, what players have you maybe not sent offers out for yet that you would like to buy that this might be a good opportunity to do so?
yeah. Like I said, Brashard Smith's been like my most like sought after guy. I
Yeah.
just really quickly want to point like by the way, like I don't think it's like actually anything like it's similar to Woody Marks, but like the I would be saying go trade for like Smith, like just go get him if okay Kareem Hunt was at like 0% or Pacheco was or there was an injury like that
Yeah.
hasn't happened and it might start trending towards that. Like think about Pacheco his rookie year. It took we knew that like something might happen eventually, and that like the backs ahead of him sucked, but like it really took a long time for that to happen. So I kind of feel like that's the Brashard Smith route if it ever happens. This is
Okay.
something that is going to be more gradual, not like Woody Marks where it snaps. So I think the window is
Yeah.
open there, but you want to get in sooner before you start seeing those like yellow tabs on
Yeah,
sleeping.
exactly. Because especially now after what happened with Woody Marks, people are going to be more attuned to that. They're going to be more looking for those warning signs. So you're probably, if you really want to get ahead of it, you probably even need to get Brashard Smith before even those some of those like bigger warning signs come, because I think people are going to be more onto it. So yeah, maybe now's the time to buy, and just certainly Woody Marks breakout is just a reminder of how
How quick?
quickly it can happen for a rookie, where they just kind of go from okay, you got a few more snaps,
Yeah.
or okay, maybe this other third down running back like suddenly didn't get any, but like most people don't even notice that, but just like boom, a week later, it's just completely flipped. So it is a good reminder that if you believe in some of these rookie prospects, like a
Yeah.
Brashard Smith or whoever else like hasn't broken out yet, like now's the time, because the breakout could happen anytime, like without
Yeah.
warning.
And that's like what's great about the show is we can like yeah go and like set these offers out because like a lot of times what will happen is I'll be like okay like I'll buy this guy like maybe I'll buy him like next week or something like that but I'm like no hold on like I like it's okay like it's good to like use your judgment if you think there's like a higher chance something will happen this week or next week but
Yeah.
like at the same time like you do gotta buy at some point if that was your plan with rookies so yeah, like you gotta like take action on these, and like you can't just say you're gonna buy them low like forever because
Yeah.
that window will eventually pass on a lot of these guys. Like if you were saying that with Woody Marks, like good luck, right? So I do think it's a great time to add Brashard Smith and like redraft by the way, and just like as long as you can hang on them, there's not better players really like super obvious pickups. I
Mhm.
think it's an awesome time to pick up Richard Smith and Rocco. I know
Yeah.
bye weeks are coming up and everything, but
Yeah, and then you mentioned Harold Fannin, who started hot with like the historic week 1 for a rookie tight end in terms of his receptions, I believe, and it's kind of has tapered off since then. Each week, but I think both of us still really believe in the talent, and obviously, the Browns aren't a great situation, and you still got Njoku there, who he's competing against, so. I definitely think there will be better days ahead for Harold Fannin. And if the past couple weeks of minimal production suddenly is giving me a second life here, second opportunity to buy a share or two of him, I would definitely be interested in doing that. We were talking on the phone earlier today and kind of saying how, it might still be hard to buy Harold Fannin in those 1.0 tight end premium leagues. But I feel like in the 0.5 or 0.75, that might kind of be the sweet spot where it's a big enough tight end premium to like really want to get some Harold Fannin in those kind of leagues. But the tight end premium still might be like just small enough to where the other manager is willing to let him go for the right price.
yeah, he's a fun one too because like I could justify it for like contending and non-contending teams. Like, if he does nothing this season, I don't think it really like matters for like. Hopefully, again, like you're not trading from a league where like you need those like assets to go to like a guaranteed contending piece. Like that's not gonna be like the thing. But if you have stuff left over, like you might get pretty surprised at any point. Maybe again, there's a lot that can happen around Fannin. But he's just like gonna be an awesome guy to open next year, and yeah, he hasn't really done anything. There's the past game's been like non-existent, so maybe like Gabriel is actually like somehow a boost for him.
Yeah, or if Gabriel goes in there and sucks, like then maybe they put in Shedeur Sanders and maybe he's good. I mean, maybe he's not, but like maybe he is. So obviously they're going to probably they're kind of cycling through the quarterbacks here. They're trying to see what sticks, and can't get much worse than what Flacco's been. As much as we love Flacco, one of those DGAF QBs as we like to call them. But yeah, it seems like it's finally coming to an end there. So hopefully it gets better as they trot out some of these younger QBs. They'll see if they have anything there. But yeah, I think Fannon's another good one. And then also turning to some veterans. I mean, we don't have to go into a whole discussion of it now because we're kind of going in all kinds of different places here. But Jameson Williams is another guy I want to talk about at some point because I feel like he's just sort of a victim of just some natural variance. And I definitely think better days are ahead. Definitely believe in the talent. And I mean, I own a few Jameson Williams shares, but I definitely wouldn't mind a few more. So how do you want to do this, Blake? Like, should we do like one player at a time and like send out some offers and kind of
let's
mimic
try
the
to like
process that you'd be doing off stream?
Let's try to get like one offer off if possible. Like here's a perfect one for a player. Let's there could be a couple players, and I'll get to that in a second. But we'll do like our co-managed team because like. Dude, like we should like probably make a trade on this one because like, things are falling apart quickly.
Yeah.
By the way, Nahal, welcome.
Hey,
he's been here a couple minutes there. We
nice.
Got distracted and I meant to welcome him in. Good to see you back. And he says he has his first official win. I'm assuming that's his redraft league.
Hey, congrats.
The superstar.
Get off the schneid.
And he survived Puka and Genti. So I mean
that's impressive.
He sounds like
hopefully, I was gonna say hopefully we gave him some good start sit decisions, but then I remembered, oh wait, we didn't do the start sit streams this week, so I guess we can't take any credit there. But hey, glad you got the win in any case.
We did stream last Wednesday though, so he might have been on there. I know. Okay. No, I remember he was there on the stream. I can't remember if we answered one.
Yeah.
I'm sure we answered a couple. And then also Seb will absolutely get to. Seb has sent me an offer in a league that also Brandon, who just joined, is in. And commissions. Welcome, Brandon. Okay. And this is all under die try. Dude, I gotta show you like this what's going on in this league. Because like it is like the strangest like team build ever, but you're gonna love it, Dan. Because I have like 7 first, and I'm like 2-2, but like the team's like on like life support because I've been
trading. Is that the one where you have like Jake Ferguson carrying your team and like a 1.0 tight end?
It is literally CMC and Jake Ferguson just carrying the team, so that'll be an really interesting one. And there's a lot of trades that we can send out in that one. Trent and I co-commissioned that one, and Seb has actually got an offer for us. So like,
Okay.
will be some good insight for how. I mean, that's a perfect team to get some deals done.
Yeah, and
Uh,
actually, I mean, we have Seb in the chat, so I mean, Seb, if you
yeah,
want to hop on here at some point and see if you can get a deal done with Blake, like we can negotiate it over the Zoom call here. So
yeah,
let us know if you have any interest in doing that.
yeah, absolutely. Like, I get a live trade would be good. Maybe we could like leave that for. I guess like we'll put some stuff through, and then if Seb can like join us like
Yeah,
for like the second portion, then that would be
sure.
awesome. That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, he says,
Um,
good, good. I'll be here waiting. So
okay,
yeah, sweet, let's do it. Yeah, so we
sweet.
will do that soon.
So let me bring up real quick a trade I made in another league, Dan. Where yeah, I'm 2-2 in that league. This one we are 1-3. Our Great Matters Technology, our co-managed team,
Yeah.
and we've kind of been a victim to Lad McConkey, some injuries. We lost both Connor and Benson.
And
Jaden Reed.
Not to mention Xavier Worthy.
Yeah, we lost Worthy on like those 3 snaps and finally got him back. So
And
like
we didn't even start him this past week, so we were kind of nervous about that.
and
So
and then we were a victim of Mooney getting hurt in like the first quarter, whatever happened there.
yeah.
So we are like in kind of just I don't know. It could be worse, but we have not had like the greatest I don't know variance on our side.
It's just kind of a combination of some things, like some bad luck, and I mean, I don't think we've done anything like too wrong. I mean, maybe we could have like roster constructed a little better in terms of like having some more depth, but I don't know. Like, I guess we didn't send out a lot of trade offers in the offseason. We did some,
Yeah.
but I don't know. It's just sort of a weird build how like most of our bench is all handcuffs and stuff. So it's not like a lot of like startable guys. So it's just kind of a weird build. And we have
Yeah.
like 2 firsts and 26, but it's
It's
a pretty good, we thought it was going to be a pretty good starting lineup, but then we're also like waiting on Ted McMillan to develop, and that's been a little slower than we expected. So just kind of a weird situation.
yeah. I mean, so we I mean, the thing is our lineup's not been bad, but we've just like we keep losing players in the week that are like killing our lineup. Adding
Yeah.
Lad McConkey. One deal I made in another league where that was kind of happening to me, but I have a really solid team around it. But I didn't. It's one of those like rare teams where I just like don't really have like extra capital built up, and
Okay.
not too much depth, but it's like very heavy load in receivers. Not too similar to ours, but we do have like a lot of big assets on this team as well, the Josh Allen and whatnot. Um, but what I did was I went down from Lad McConkey, which is like, okay, well, why are you selling low on Lad? And I'm like, yeah, that's probably not a good idea, but you can like buy low on another player. And again, like this is a trade where I think like people might be like really like not like it or maybe really like it depending on how they feel about Jamison Williams. But I
Right.
went from Lad to JMO and I got Ayuk thrown in, so 2 for 1.
Yeah.
And basically like I mean like I don't know what's going on with Lad, but like I basically feel like I'm at least for production now. I actually have more confidence in JMO's like range of outcomes that I can at least get a big spike week out of him.
All he needs is like one play, and we know he's just like a touchdown waiting to happen. So like they're coming. So yeah, I actually really like that. I mean,
Mhm.
you could argue that yeah, you feel better about JMO just the rest of the season, and then you get a free Brandon Ayuk, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, like the thing is like I still like feel better about like Lads like I guess like ceiling rest of the season because again Keenan Allen can drop and that could be like a huge boost or whatever could happen. But now you're getting like Gadsden in the mix. Like there's a lot, and then they lose another tackle. There's a lot that's going on there that's not favoring Lad
Yeah,
McConkey.
but plus, I mean, you could say like, oh, well, St. Brown could get injured, and then JMO could have just as high a ceiling as Ladd. So like,
Yeah,
I'm not even sure if like that argument holds. But yeah, I know what you're saying. I mean, obviously, Ladd was considered like the much better fantasy wide receiver coming into the season, so it is kind of hard to get off of that. And we think Ladd's a really good talent, and it's hard to completely explain like why it hasn't been better. And I mean, probably some better days will be ahead for Ladd even this season, but I just think it's going to be like inconsistent and just
yeah,
too many to feed there, and it just isn't coming together. Sometimes there's not always like a perfect explanation that it fully explains everything.
exactly. That's kind of like my thing for making the trade is like honestly this could be the one of ones where like Lad and maybe by the end of the season it's one of those trades where like Lad and JMO are both young talented receivers.
Mm.
And maybe just like variance takes its course and like JMO gets really hot or like at the end of the season and like maybe they're like the same price there and I just get a free Ayuk who I
Yeah.
don't know what to expect from for this team. It's just another asset I could hold and And maybe
Yeah.
he's the most valuable guy somehow, some way, like come
Never
next
know.
season because he gets to like a red hot start, whatever it is. It's
Yeah.
just one of those classic 2-for-1s. You get two talented receivers from one, and the one is sucking right now, right? So I
Mhm.
know like a lot of people will say like don't sell Lad. I don't completely agree because I don't see a clear route where this just is an instant regret. You know, I know it's possible, but
Mm.
yeah, I think JMO can certainly yeah hit
Yeah.
on these big plays. He was close last week.
Yeah. I mean, I love JMO. I definitely think he's just I mean, it's just gonna be some natural variance with a receiver like that who's kind of big play dependent. That's just the nature of him. So I think we already tried to get to do like a lad for JMO down tier. Did we not? Refresh my memory,
I
Blake.
feel like we didn't.
We didn't?
Not that I
Okay.
recall.
Okay. Well, see who owns JMO, and then maybe we could even like pull up the DMs and just see if there's a record of any recent offers that we
Yeah.
sent. Because I thought we had and it didn't work. But hey, if I'm misremembering and we haven't, like we should definitely try to do that.
Yeah, like I don't recall it. I just feel like that's what this team needs because we like need a 2-for-1 now, anyways.
Yeah.
So like, why not? Actually, I didn't see who had him, but yeah, I mean, I know we don't want to like sell low on Lad, but like we kind of like need to, and it might not be the worst idea because
Hmm.
even if it doesn't work out for our season, like we could probably like make a deal that's still really good for our team, for the future. So, and he gets Cincinnati next week, which is that could be a
Yeah.
great matchup. So
I definitely think some good points could be scored in that game. Maybe even on the Bengals side a little bit too. We were kind of talking about that earlier, though.
Badgers.
I definitely think there's good reason to be concerned about pretty much like any Bengals you own this season. But I do think could be a good week here.
Yeah, you know, jeez, I cannot pull like I cannot scroll to that list. I'll never find them. But we'll be able to see like as soon as I send the offer. But Badgers 42 is the owner.
Okay. Yeah.
That is reminding me of something. We definitely sent him a deal.
Okay.
I just don't know what it was.
Okay. Well, we'll just assume, I don't know, we'll just kind of start from scratch here and just send something that makes sense right now. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I mean, if we end up sending some kind of duplicate offer that he already declined, whatever, it's not the end of the world. But yeah, I'll trust your memory that we haven't sent him a recent offer for JMO.
I will scroll
And
through.
actually, we owned JMO briefly this offseason. I believe we
That's right.
traded him, right?
Yeah, we
So
traded him up in.
we got Josh Allen, I think. Wasn't it part of Josh Allen?
We got him with Josh Allen. We made like two trade ups.
Oh,
We made a trade up to the 103 and the 104, where
okay.
one we got Hunter and one we got Tet. But then we like turned Hunter into Lad, which was like jumping from one sinking ship to another. So
Right.
at least we have like the better one of the two. So like
Yeah.
that's I guess a win for us.
Yeah.
It could have
But
been worse, I guess.
what
But
can we ask for on top of JMO? I
yeah,
mean, do we see other interesting players on his roster, or are we thinking more picks?
I'm gonna scroll through for you real quick, and I'm just gonna go to chat real quick here.
Okay.
Yeah, Nahal says, would you send Ibuka and Lad for Nico? And this is redraft because Nahal just plays redraft. Ibuka and Lad for Nico. I mean,
No. I mean,
I would say no. Yeah.
Yeah, because wouldn't you view Ibuka and Nico as like pretty similar right now?
I certainly would, and it sucks because like Nico is like so good at football. It's like insane. It's
Yeah.
just like, dude, that offense. I mean, it's just like so annoying, like how bad like the O line and everything is.
Yeah.
And they're also like a really defensive
I mean,
team.
the thing with that trade is like it's not even about like that you have to add Lad to it. I mean, if you really believe in Nico Collins more for the rest of the season, yeah, I think it's fine to just kind of throw Lad in if it's like a shallow redraft league and you have a bunch of good receivers on your bench kind of thing. If it's that kind of situation. So I think really that trade is just more about like which player do you like better between Nico and Ibuka. And if it's close, I would lean toward just keeping Lad.
Yeah, like I clearly like Nico more. Like I don't have any doubt about that for redraft, but like Ibuka's been good. He can progress, and it's like, yeah, I don't feel too confident about that. So what if Lad turns it around or has a big game? Okay, well, can you go get like a better receiver? I mean, God, the only like good receivers right now at the top of the draft board to start the season is like Lad and Puka, or no, is Puka and Amon Ra right now. Like I mean, who else, right?
Yeah.
Everyone else
But I mean,
has their.
But I mean, if you drafted well, like in a shallow, like 10-team redraft league, I'm assuming this is 10 teams. Let me know, Nahal, if it's bigger than that. But it's going to be one of those things where, like, you look on your bench and, like, oh, you got Worthy and Addison and Ricky
Yeah.
Pearsall. And it's just like, who cares about just chucking Ladd in? So I would say if you truly believe in Nico Collins more and you really feel better about him than Ibuka, I say then heck, like, go for it. But me personally, I don't see a big difference between Ibuka and Nico Collins. I could even argue I'd prefer Ibuka. But again, I'm not confident about that either. So if you don't have a strong take, I would just keep the two. But I wouldn't have an issue throwing Ladd into something if you really believe you're getting an upgrade.
My mind just goes to, like, can you get Ladd or Amon-Ra for that? That's two huge names with Ibuka and Ladd. Or can you mix the deal up somehow to get those guys? Because, like, those are the two guys you want right now. I mean, really, like, who's the third one? I don't know. Is it Quentin Johnston? Like, I have no idea.
Is he number three? Yeah, okay. Those are top three receivers.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's crazy. And yeah, I mean, honestly, I mean, yeah, of course, like no one liked QJ at all, but like even like Amon-Ra, I feel like it was always kind of like disrespected, and like everyone's always gonna put him at like the back end of like tiers, and like like BTJ is gonna be more sexy, and like all these other guys. And Amon-Ra just kind of gets forgotten about, but he's just basically like like a top three or so receiver, like finishing like every single season. But in any case, but yeah, it's definitely been an interesting season so far.
Yes, Seb and Brandon were helping out in the chat too with their thoughts on that. And then also we missed this on what Nahal asked earlier. I completely lost it in chat. Is that he asked, which is a pressing question, by the way, which I'm excited we get to address right now. Is are you team DeMarcado or are you team Carter? And we have a split answer on this one.
We've already talked about this way too much. Just Blake and I chatting on the phone earlier, arguing about DeMarcado versus Michael Carter. Like it even, really matters like all that much. But that's just what Blake and I do. But yeah, I'm pretty firmly team DeMarcado. Blake
you didn't sound too certain there.
Michael Carter. What?
Yeah, you hesitated. You didn't sound too certain.
Well, I mean, maybe I shouldn't say firmly because I do think like you've made like I think you made like a pretty decent case. Also, like I was watching Ron Stewart earlier, and he surprised me and said that he's team Michael Carter. So it has me second guessing it a little bit, but I still feel like he's the logical answer. I think some people will point to the fact that okay, DeMarcado is a good pass catcher, and so like he's going to be more like the third down back because like that's what he was when to Trey Benson, like after Connor got hurt. But I mean, you could look at Michael Carter the same way. I mean, Michael Carter was a really good pass catcher coming out of college. So I mean, they both have that skill set or that skill.
Yeah.
And so I mean, in terms of like their height and weight, I mean, I believe like DeMarcado is like 10 pounds heavier than Carter. So it's not like DeMarcado is just like the scat back that like can't handle many touches or workload or whatever. And I do remember in the past, Blake, we were talking about this earlier, that I remember some like random game a couple years ago. Maybe it was even more than one, but there was at least like one game where DeMarcado got like over 20 touches because there were some injuries in the Cardinals backfield. So I feel like there is a little bit of a precedent there that DeMarcado can carry that kind of workload. And I mean, I guess the question is DeMarcado ahead of Michael Carter on the depth chart for a reason? Or is it one of these like leapfrog situations where, okay, Michael Carter, even though he's behind him on the depth chart, once there's enough injuries, he's going to like leapfrog ahead of DeMarcado, and DeMarcado's just going to like stay in his role kind of thing. Yeah. And we've seen that kind of thing before, but sometimes that's the case, sometimes it isn't.
Yeah, you see it a lot, but like a lot of backfields, like it's going to happen. Like to me, like I just feel as if that's like the only answer. Like I know it's like okay, there's a chance DeMarcado or here's the thing. I think,
but why? What makes you say that Michael Carter's going to leapfrog him?
Michael Carter has like held like an actual. I guess like here's the thing. Okay, we have seen a game of DeMarcado having like one workload, but like we've seen Michael Carter like hold a workload not just on this team but like the Jets. We've seen him like take over, like actually be like an NFL running back. Whereas like DeMarcado is, I mean, the reason he's even active is he's like a core special teams player for them, right? He's like that, like fast, athletic.
But what is he doing for the Cardinal special teams? Because he hasn't returned any kickoffs this
No, no,
year.
no, no. But like that's where like, when you say special team, you're like, well, it's punch or kick. No, no, no. Like we're talking about like tackling here, man. Like
That's
gunning
what
and
I'm
stuff.
asking. Like, is he like a gunner? What
He'd
is
be
he
like the
doing?
gunner, like the running back plays on like a punt team. They play like the middle linebacking gunner. Like I don't know, they're like off
Yeah.
ball. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So like that's probably what he does. But he's like that's why guys like him are active on the roster
Okay.
and not Michael Carter.
Yeah.
They have that's very important to NFL teams, right? So
Oh yeah, I get that. And usually when you have a leapfrog situation, it's because the guy getting leapfrogged is good at special teams,
yeah,
and that's why he's ahead of this guy on
and
practice
it seems
squad.
like these special team guys are often like good like pass catchers, but like not very
Yeah.
good running backs. Like
Okay.
though I don't want to say like
I
Dan
mean,
Ricardo's like
but
bad,
actually,
but
I mean, I don't have the stats in front of me, but if you pull up, I mean, whether it's a game log or
yeah,
total stats of like Michael Carter on the Cardinals versus Demercado on the
yeah.
Cardinals,
I
I
know it's gonna.
swear you'll see Demercado averaging like over 5 yards a carry and Michael Carter averaging like 3.5 to 4.
I knew this was coming. I knew this would be like a support argument. And I would say like go look at Amir Abdullah on the Vikings. Go look at like Samaje Perine versus like Chase Brown. I
Hmm.
mean, like, look, I don't have the actual numbers with me. I would say there's a very strong skew to like when these guys are actually getting carries. Like, look at where they're getting carries. The amount of third and long draws, like we're talking about,
Okay.
like there's one linebacker on the field. They're in like dime package. The amount of
Yeah.
times I've seen Amir Abdullah like get like a 15-yard run on like third and 30 or third and 20, like
Hmm.
it seemed like about half the times he would. It felt like Amir Abdul had 10 yards per carry when I was watching him on the Vikings. So yeah, I
Yeah.
don't have like the actual data there. I would say like I wouldn't worry about like the yards per
Yeah.
carry
Yeah.
stuff because it's
I know
not.
that can be deceiving, but I just thought that is just something I've noticed just anecdotally. When they've gotten opportunities, it just seems like Demercado has been
Yeah,
more efficient. And I
I
am
do
pulling
think
up.
Dan Mercado is like the way better like high upside bet. My argument is just like I think the immediate outcome is Michael Carter gets more touches and he's the guy you actually want. I think it's very likely like both these guys might just like not be good. So, I
Yeah, I mean that's
yeah
definitely very possible. And actually, like I pull up the game log from 23 to find that game I was thinking of. And actually, this might work toward the argument of what you were just saying, Blake. In this game, Demercado got 20 carries for 78 yards. That's 3.9 a carry. So he finally gets the full workload, and sure enough, he's less efficient with it. So I think that kind of goes to your point.
yeah. I mean again, I think that's a small sample, but like yeah, it's just like when you get more work, like you're gonna be generally like far
Yeah,
less
of
efficient,
course.
and especially when
Yeah,
you're like needing to take all like the
yeah.
full
But
workload,
but what
right?
I'm wondering is was Michael Carter a member of the Cardinals in Week 8 of 2023?
You
Does
know what?
anyone know
I
that?
looked up when he joined, and what's so funny is it might have been like the week before, or the week after, because it
Okay.
seemed like he joined like late October, which would be like literally like week 8. So he
Right.
might have been, but it might have been one of the ones where they just got him. So I
Yeah.
don't.
So maybe it wasn't ready. Because yeah, I think actually that was the case. I feel like Michael Carter was like a free agent sitting on his couch, and then Connor got injured, and they're
Yeah,
like, okay, let's sign Michael Carter off the street.
yeah. So like that's a tough one too, because like if he was like that would be a good point. I just even if he was on the roster, it was 100 like could not have been for more than like 7 days. So
Fair
very
enough.
difficult. We
Yeah,
don't have enough
extrapolating.
evidence. I don't think to like really.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. I don't know how to exactly do it. Like Michael Carter is just like going to be the grinding lead back, and Dan Mercado will pick up a few extra carries and do his receiving role. My thesis is Michael Carter can catch the ball. I think he's more likely to score touchdowns, and I think he's more likely to get more work. I just don't
Okay.
think like if Dan Mercado, yeah, is doing what I think he's gonna do. I don't think you want him at all. I have like not really any interest in him personally. I don't think you can start him unless he scores a touchdown and with 2 minutes left in the game like he did last time.
Right.
So that's where I stand, but I do get that like Dan Mercado. I am team Dan Mercado like is higher upside if that makes sense. I just think it's very unlikely
Why is his upside higher?
because he's like okay, we see him like he's like an actual explosive. He can just like crib when he does get a rare
Yeah.
carry.
Yeah.
And so it's funny, like he cribbed like a 50-yarder on one of his like few carries last year. But what's so
Right.
funny is like he did it against like a Hail Mary 3-man deep, like you know what I mean? Like that's like goes to like my like hey, he's a specialist at running against three lineman sets and stuff. So he's an explosive guy and he can catch the ball, right? That's the thesis for him. So
Okay.
it's one that I think ultimately we love as a us and like the community to like. It's so fun to theorize and like argue about. The answer is it might really just be somewhere in between in the middle. I think that's often what it is here.
Yeah, I mean they're both going to get work to some degree. I mean it's hard to say exactly what the split's going to be, but I mean I think both should probably be added in. I
Sure.
mean most formats here. I mean unless the league's like really shallow. Um,
Gotta add
but
him in
yeah,
Dynasty, that's for sure.
what's that?
Like, yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
Dynasty.
Dan Mercado will be rostered in like any non-shallow league. But Michael
Yeah,
Carter is like, yeah, must add. Am I fab dumping especially if I don't need him at all? Probably not.
right.
But if you really need an RB3, like, yeah, you can get a hefty bid on him for sure. Again, I think there's like still a route for him to be a nice little rental.
Mhm.
Kind of like Kareem Hunt last year. That's kind of, I think, what remember Kareem Hunt last year
Yeah,
for
sure.
like a month.
Yeah,
He was a solid back. I think he wouldn't be as good as Kareem Hunt, but
yeah.
last year.
Let's get back to the trade here. We're getting sidetracked as always, but yeah, we're trying to do a trade here on our co-managed team. We're trying to sell low on Lad, I guess, which you don't normally like to do, but we're trying to buy low on JMO. And what can we get on top? I mean, I don't think. I mean, I'm skeptical of what the other manager is going to be willing to like pay on top of, one unproductive player to get a different unproductive player. I mean,
But
maybe.
that's the advantage of selling Lad right now. As long as he still has that shine, hopefully
Okay.
it's not too late. Like Lad is a dude. Lad, like he's Lad. Like everyone loves Lad. People do not love JMO like they love Lad. People are actually saying right now, oh, if someone's selling low on Lad, like I'm gonna gobble up every share. So like,
Yeah.
right? I know
That's what we got to sell. Is like, ooh, it's
we
a
do.
chance to buy low on Lad, and all you have to give up is JMO and a little something else,
Yeah.
right? So
My eye immediately just like flashes to like how do we get Burden in here? Because it reminds me of that Ayuk deal I made, where it's like, okay,
yeah,
you get JMO to replace Lad immediately, and then you just get this complete other factor in where like maybe
yeah.
Burden's the best one or equal in the future.
But it sucks
Um,
that he had that 100-yard game, and then wait, what did he do this
yeah,
past week?
yeah. I mean, this is pretty much what I expected to do like this week because his
Yeah,
snaps didn't really increase in week 3. He just got a flea flicker and made a
yeah.
couple other plays. So yeah, he just played 28% of snaps. So like,
Okay,
I think that's a good reason to trade for him. Like,
yeah,
you just couldn't trade for him last week because he put up 100
yeah.
yards,
Coming off
right?
the 100-yard game, yeah. So, do we need to add anything, or are you thinking a 2-for-1 here?
I
I
think we just
mean,
fired off ADV value from Lad McConkey again. I just got JMO
okay,
and
let's
Ayuk.
try it. Let's try it. I mean, we're probably be open to a counter. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, it's not just like an auto decline. Um, yeah, but also I wanted to read this comment from Nahal. He says, "Yeah, I love Ron Stewart. I normally agree with most of his takes, but he's the only reason I still have Lad on my roster." So,
Okay.
hey, I mean, not too many people saw this coming from Lad. I mean, maybe some
Yeah.
people did. I mean, we did know that the Chargers added a lot of weapons this offseason. I was concerned about that, and maybe that's part of the reason why I ended up trading away all my Lad shares in
Yeah.
Dynasty, even though I wasn't like consciously trying to do it.
Yeah. I mean, I remember like saying like, yeah, I don't think it's gonna like the Keenan signing. I remember we were talking about that, and I was like a big like Keenan buff for like when he signed, and we were talking about like Lad. I'm like, yeah, like it probably doesn't affect him, but like I don't know, like I guess it could. But I wasn't really
Well,
thinking
I
like
think I
not
was
to this
more
extent.
I was more wary of that because I remember when you like texted me about like that Keenan Allen was like likely to sign soon on the Chargers. I'm pretty sure I texted you back like, a vomit emoji because I was just like, oh, like I just hate that. I mean, mostly I hate that for Lad because I think I still had a Lad or two, share or two or Lad at that point.
Yeah.
But then eventually got off of him completely. Um, Also, we got KO Kingdom in here. Welcome. He says,
Yeah.
"Yo, I lost because I was sleeping when the news that Jalen Warren would be out." Oh
Dude,
man, that's
you
brutal.
want to know how good of a friend I am? In this league here, I called my friend when I woke up, like 5 minutes before game time, because I was playing him. We're playing for first place, and he had Warren in his flex, and I
Okay.
actually called him, and I'm like, dude, get Warren out of your flex, But then he didn't pick it up, so I was like messaging him, and
Yeah.
he saw my message and stuff, my call, like
Yeah.
literally as like the 8:30 a.m. whatever time zone you're on hit, and he's like,
Right.
dude, like they haven't kicked off, like I can't change it, and I'm like, well, dude, I warned you, I called you, I did what I could,
Yeah.
like I'm not making a GM commission
Right.
roster thing,
Right.
like I think there's even
Yeah.
auto subs on in this, so
But hey, I mean, kudos to you for giving him the heads up. And yeah, it's a shame he wasn't able to pull it off in time. Also, KO Kingdom says you guys thought the Raiders would win with a laughing emoji and looks like a Bears emoji. So
that was a good
yeah,
game. Hey, look, that you gotta give a credit to that Bears special teams, right? That was a blocked field goal I think it was gonna go to OT if they made it the field goal.
okay.
That was an awesome game, and yeah, good way to finish it. That wasn't the game you went to. You went to the KO. You went to the Cowboys Bears game, correct? Um,
Week before.
yeah, week or two before.
Yeah.
Now mixing
Yeah.
it up. But also Jacob is in here. Also says, selling Lad feels like a mistake. It certainly does feel like a mistake, and that's what we're saying. It definitely does, but like, if you sell low for another like buy low candidate off ADV, like, are you really selling low on Lad? I mean, that's what I feel like on our trade. Or is this gonna get accepted? We'll find out. I mean, people are really frustrated with JMO right now. Lad's a big name. I'd be very happy to get JMO and Burden for him right now. Even again, if Lad figures it out over the season, again, there's lots of outs as far as like, does QJ come back? Does Keenan Allen get hurt? There's certainly routes for Lad again.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if this is getting too off track here, but I thought of this with Jacob being in the chat here. I kind of wanted to get Jacob's reaction to this tweet from Scott Barrett.
Okay.
Did you get a chance to look at that, Blake? I texted it to you earlier today. It's basically about Drake London. I just DM'd it to you. Can you pull up our DMs on Sleeper?
Yeah.
On the screen share? So basically, this tweet from Scott Barrett says, and he's from Fantasy Points. The tweet says every Drake London 100-yard game, which is 2024 to 2025. So one game he had 187 yards, and Mooney wasn't active that game. Another game, London had 154 receiving yards, and Mooney was out that game. Oh, I'm sorry, no, Mooney outscored London in that game. So yeah, London, although he had 154 yards, it wasn't even as good as the game Mooney had that game. Another game, Drake London had 110 yards, but Mooney hurt his hamstring that game. Another game, London had 106 yards, and Mooney hurt his shoulder in that game. And on top of all that, 3 of those 4 games went to overtime.
Interesting.
So basically, we only have 400-yard games in 2 years. And in 3 of them, Mooney got hurt, and 3 of them had to go to overtime to help accumulate the stats. I mean, I am not anti-Drake London. I love Drake London. I got a couple shares of him. I was expecting big things this year. Hopefully big things are still on the horizon. But man, like that was kind of a crazy tweet to read. Well, what's your immediate reaction to that, Blake? And I also want to hear pick up as well.
I do remember now seeing that earlier. I couldn't remember off like top of my head, but yeah, I mean that's an interesting one too. And I only remember one of these. Actually, I remember 2 of these games off context, and I don't like 2 of them or 2 of the 3 for sure. Like that went overtime. Like he didn't need to go to overtime to get like 100 yards, which I think that's like I think it was like one of those ones where like if you're in like I don't know like a research class, like this is not like I don't think he even like maybe like means this is like a anti-Drake London thing like you were saying. Yeah. But it's one of those ones where like you can like kind of have like a I don't know like an engagement tweet and like a kind of like a conversation starter.
Yeah.
Because you can like not cherry pick. It's the truth. But again, like kind of the way that it's described, like, hey, 3 of them did just so happen to go to OT. 3 of them, Mooney just so happened to be hurt, which is very interesting. And there only has been 4 games where he's got 100+ yards. And that's the one thing, like, with London that we've noticed in the offseason. He doesn't, like, he gets there through, like, this, like, PPR scamming, red zone threat. He doesn't, like, accumulate a bunch of yards. But again, it's like, okay, Kirk Cousins was not the biggest help for him, in that regards. And we only have like a couple 6-game sample with Penix now. And Penix played like trash in a couple of those, so it's a very interesting one. Like, I don't know what to do with this. I'm not really like, I think it's very possible like that London just not as an exciting pick as, but I'm not really like changing my outlook on London from where I was before. I think. Oh. We are frozen. Oh, there we go.
Oh, you're frozen, Blake.
You can hear me?
Oh yeah, you froze there, so I missed like the last thing.
Yeah. I was just gonna say like, what's changed for me is like, okay, Drake London is probably not the dark horse wide receiver 1 overall. Like
Right.
He's one of many disappointing receivers right now, and there's a lot of ways like he can figure it out as long as Michael Penix can throw for like more than 100 yards in a game.
Yeah. And I didn't want to get too off track there, but I just thought of it with Jacob in the chat here. By the way, Jacob says, my client will not be commenting on these Drake London allegations at this time. So I like that. Very lawyerly there. So, yeah, funny response by Jacob there. Maybe we'll get into Jacob into Drake London another time more fully. We should probably have Jacob back on a stream sometime. Maybe we could really get into it deeper. But let's get back to some trading. What do you think? Should we bring Seb on, or did you want to send out any other offers in like Walter White's lab? Or
let's look at the Seb trade here. By the way, shout out 17 viewers, and so fitting that when we were answering chat and we're having like so many interesting conversations with important players. This is like a trade show. We've made one trade.
Yeah, I know exactly. Like, hey, we can never stay on task here. We're 2 ADD people. Talking about Dynasty and being pulled in way too many different directions.
Yeah. So look, okay, we'll get back on track here. This is Seb from chat. Friend of the channel.
Yeah, but do we want to send him the link and have him jump on here and do this live?
Sure. Let's see if he's in here.
Okay, let's see if he's still in here. Yeah, Seb, if you're still in here, say something in the chat. And if you do, we will DM you the Zoom link on Sleeper. And you can hop on and we can negotiate this right here on the stream.
Yeah, I'll give a very quick context to this team. We're being carried by CMC and Ferguson, and I guess Fields too. So,
okay,
we have a bunch of guys on bye week right now, like London and Loveland's hurt, blah blah blah. So, there's a lot of guys in our lineup like this week that are just like supposed to be in our lineup or hurt or whatever it is. But so the lineup's like really rough in the flexes right now. But we also played Jacob, which is like kind of why I felt comfortable making some of the trades I made.
Because Jacob's rebuilding.
Because Jacob's like rebuilding. He has like Cam Ward as the only quarterback. So I was like, oh, perfect. Like we actually can make these trades and hopefully still get a win. And this is one I made, was it like last night? Yeah.
Okay.
Let's call it last night. And that's the second one I made. I guess I'll come out in a second. There's a guy.
So basically traded McLaurin and Chig, and you got a first, and you got Trey Harris thrown in.
Yes. My God, I'm trying to like find this trade here. There it is. Okay, so this was the first one I made, and we got off Kincaid and Diggs for a first. And hey, Tolbert's like flexible until Lamb comes back. Not really too much interested in him though. And our boy Jalen Noel got him just kind of chucked in for what I was looking at for like basically free.
Okay, so you got the side with the first and Noel and
like late first projected or whatever. It's not like got a chance of being early. And then it's kind of same deal here, like a late-ish first.
Yeah.
We give up Terry, who's hurt right now, and Okonkwo, who's sneaky in this format. Liked having him, but okay, we get Trey Harris. We can try to do something with that. Exactly the approach I normally want to take is like, okay, let me just like trade all this and like flip it around. I don't love doing that. It's very like this isn't a really active league though, and people love trading, and I mean like we have 7 firsts, so like
I mean it's kind of like a more extreme version of what I'm doing in Listener League, or at least trying to do in Listener League, where I've collected 4 firsts. And was kind of competing for a while. I think I was at 3-3 a week ago, and now I'm at 3-5. We have the median scoring. So yeah, you're kind of just. What's your record in here?
We're 2-2. The lineup looks way worse than it is because we actually have again like basically like Mooney and London are supposed to be in our lineup, and then like okay, if Loveland ever does anything, that's an awesome one. And okay, like Jalen Coker is a guy we hope to have. So after the trades, yeah, there's not too much back there, but we are hopefully 3-2 after this week versus Jacob. So hoping to contend, but like we got a
Yeah.
lot to fall back on if we
Oh
don't.
yeah, that's for sure.
So yeah, I mean we have a bunch of thirds and like a couple seconds in the next year. So
Oh hey,
look,
Seb's in the chat. Can
okay.
you send him the Zoom link? Let's get him on here.
Yeah,
So do a true live negotiation here between Blake and Seb.
Here we go.
Yeah, we haven't had Seb on in a minute. He came on at some point this off season. So yeah, this will be his second time coming on the stream here. But yeah, Seb is in a lot of our leagues now. Definitely one of the most active managers. New dynasty manager, but I mean he's taken a dynasty like a fish to water. He loves making trades.
He's learning all about the dynasty. Picking up Michael Carter and Devocado in week 4.
Yeah,
and starting them over Lad. He's learning about all the fun stuff. So.
Oh yeah, I mean he's learned a lot in a relatively short period of time. So he's a quick learner.
Yeah. By the way, we had a request from Brandon here, who we scrolled by this earlier, of a wild trade with neighbors in it. We gotta break this down. And by the way, Brandon's been welcome Seb.
Hey Seb, what's up? How's it going?
He's got the mute on.
Okay, can you unmute yourself?
Did it work?
Yep.
Hey, yeah, we can hear you. Good to have you here.
How the hell do I see my face?
We can see you now.
I assume you're using your phone. Is there somewhere you can like set it down or?
Looking handsome, man.
I don't know.
I
can't even
whatever works, man. Whatever works.
Seb,
accept the trade.
hold on. We'll get into the trade negotiations. We are gonna quickly break down this neighbors trade here, okay? So, by the way, Brandon, who's BT in the chat, is doing something that we've like talked about before, whether on the channel or not, and like, which is like very smart. And it's just like people don't really care about like thirds and fourths and fifths in this league. Like they don't even care about first, man. They're just like letting them rip. That's how we have 7. I mean, you don't just get 7 first, like nothing like that, right? And he owns like probably 40 between third round picks to like 5th round picks in the next 2 years, like at least 40. I mean, let me just like show you like what he's working with, and he's got a really good team. Like,
wait, what manager are you talking about?
This is Brandon in chat, BT.
Oh,
like,
gotcha.
Look at this team. He's got a very, very solid team here.
Yeah.
JT and
Saquon,
Brown and Bowers. I mean, my goodness.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Bench is a little more thin, but there's still like a lot of names, especially 2 PPR in there, flexible guys, and then like this is like what he's working with for picks. Like that's all. This is like your pick.
Yeah, this looks like one of my rosters here with the third like the picks that just like never end. He's got to scroll.
This is all 2027. So
wow.
He's certainly like following like some footsteps of what you've done.
Oh my God, he's giving me a run for my money here.
Yeah, I mean, what I will say is like, hey, good luck finding the roster space, but I love it because I wish I could figure out. Oh, Seb's like coming in and out. Anyways, well, let's quickly look at that trade. Because that was, I don't even want to like break down like what even was thrown in there. Like, let's just like half the 3rd round or half the 4th round was thrown in there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, do we want to look at it after we talk to Seb here? I don't know how long Seb can stay with us.
Seb?
I'm good. I'm trying to figure this Zoom video out. Okay. I'm sorry.
Well, hey, we can hear you. So, I mean, if we can't see your beautiful face, not the end of the world. But hey, I mean, as long as we can hear you, we can negotiate.
Yeah.
All good, boys. I'm good.
This quick breakdown, though. Neighbors, and this is like for Warren, who was just traded for in this league, which is like wild. Which is like interesting because Warren, like if he, let's just say real quick, if he's on Bowers territory and he's like getting in like the top 24 startups of these, like especially these premiums, like already we're pretty close, right? I mean, that's thing I wouldn't even say he's like too far off that already with Warren, right? Like, is he not on Brock Bowers' pace here through a month?
He's pretty much like right up there, especially with like Bowers not setting the world on fire so far this season. By the way, when was this trade made?
Like
I assume before
yesterday or something. Like yesterday or 2 days ago.
Oh, after the neighbors torn his ACL.
Yes. Goes to a rebuilder.
Okay.
The one neighbors goes to a rebuilder. So I think the first thing we can say is like, no matter what happens in this deal, what I'll say, I think people are like, that's it. Like, he might have actually been able to get like a better package. I know Jacob said he was offering like a pretty good package when I was talking to him. For neighbors, he was offering maybe like a more consolidated, like better package. The one thing about a thing like this is like, if he makes all these picks, like, I got no question, like, he's hitting something, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of hard to like say that's okay, you win it automatically, but like, it's a 1 for like 13 or something like that. Like,
I mean, I'm really confused. I mean, this is a tight end premium of 1.0.
Yeah.
Neighbors just tore his ACL. He's done for the year. You know, who knows what he's going to look like at the start of next season. I mean, wouldn't you take Tyler Warren straight up over Neighbors in this format?
I wouldn't, because guys like Jake Ferguson exist, Juwan Johnson. There are other ways to get that production. But I do certainly get the point that, like, okay, one doesn't have a torn ACL. Again, one's a rebuilder. Like, if I'm a rebuilder, give me Neighbors, like, all day.
I know, but, like, we can point to the Jacoby Myers of the world, insert, Keenan Allens of the world. Like, oh, well, I can just get receiver production that way, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's fair, but, like, Malik, it's Malik Neighbors. Like, I'm also just, like, not, like, pro pay for Brock Bowers when he's there.
I just can't believe he gets all these thirds and fourths and fists thrown in, not to mention like Shaheed and Tucker.
I know you're gonna like that.
God, like who offers this much on top of Tyler Warren and a 1.0 tight end premium? That's wild to me.
Yeah, I mean, so like that's the crazy part is like this to like some managers is like nothing, but like I'm sure the reality is like, okay, if you let this play out, dude, you got like Woody Marks thrown in here. Maybe there's a Puka in there, a Bucky. Like, dude, that is so many. That's a whole draft class of picks. You know, you can own like, what is that? That's like 12 draft picks or something close to that. So there's something in there if those picks are made. So like, I don't know how you credit that. That's very valuable to like just gain that.
Hey, I'll take his side of the deal, and yeah, let's get a negotiation started with Seb here. So, Seb, what is the trade offer that you sent Blake? Let's get this started here. I'll kind of play the mediator.
Okay, I'll pull it out here.
I saw this man send away everything, and I'm trying to upgrade at wide receiver, and I was like, you know what? What's a fair trade that I could do? So I went to Diggs, and I looked at his wide receiver core, and I saw Chris Olave. Now, do I like Chris Olave? Not really. But no one else is going to trade me anything in there, so I'll go to Diggs, the man who I know will make a trade. And I offered him Chuba, Devontae Smith, in a second. In the second that I offered him, that guy is currently 0-4. And then I wanted a first on top, which was my first. I am currently 1-3, but I am trying my hardest to contend. I have 3 heartbreaking losses in that league. An 80-point comeback. David Montgomery had a career game against me. Week 1, no one did anything, and I lost to fucking Jalen off. And week 4, Diggs got himself a late TD by Mr. Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, so it was a good matchup.
All my losses, man, are just heartbreaking.
Yeah, it was like he had a chain, and we had like both quarterbacks in that game, and we got a garbage time touchdown to ice it.
Yeah, it sounds pretty brutal. It sounds like you faced against David Montgomery against the Ravens, Sab, I take it?
It was David Montgomery. They were playing the Ravens, right? Yeah.
The big game he went off. Yeah.
So 2 weeks ago, yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah.
That's rough. So
I was up 80 points, bro. Oh, that hurt.
Yeah, close matchup, lost to us here. But, okay, let's break down this trade real quick here. So, let me just first say, the last thing I ever want to hear when Chris Olave is going away in one of these trades, like when I own him, is like, I don't even like Chris Olave. Because that's what everyone says. And it's like, dude, I like Chris Olave. Like, I love Chris Olave. And he's like not the greatest contending thing, but he's like freaking, he was leading the league in targets before the season, where I know that it's not as valuable as other people. But anyways,
You mean before this past week?
Before this past week.
Even before though,
I know he threw an interception. You can. Did you see that?
You know I don't like
Chris Olave threw an interception.
Oh, he did? I didn't see that.
He did. He threw one in the red zone. So hey, man, you want to knock his dynasty value for throwing a pick? Be my guest. But look, I'm a Chris Olave guy. He's just like a perennial. But I also like Devontae Smith a lot. You know, I mean, I clearly have like Olave over Smith off just age. It's basically a polar opposites. It's like, okay, they're both really talented.
Right.
Devontae Smith's on a really good offense that's running the least amount of plays and terrible pass volume. It's been why he's not producing. It's not because he sucks. And then the other one's like, okay, it's a bad offense. It's extremely high pass volume. Like they're throwing the ball more than any team right now.
Well, I know Devontae Smith doesn't suck. I've seen the man do incredible things.
Yeah, so I certainly value like Olave over Smith. It's not like a ridiculous amount. It's just like on this team we need a dude getting like 10 plus targets.
Well, yeah, I mean
that's why I in the seconds there for you.
Yeah, and Olave's got Kellen Moore. He's got Devonta Smith's former coordinator, and so now Olave's benefiting from that. Yeah. So he's getting the targets, getting some, good amount of catches. Still not setting the world on fire, which has always kind of been the story with Olave. So So what are you thinking with this trade offer, Blake?
Yeah, I mean it's important to point out these picks, right? Because these could be kind of like anything to someone watching. But Seb, let's currently look at his record. Right.
I mean, I feel like Blake, where your eye's going to go is that first and the fact that, Seb's 1-3 and could it be early? I mean, I feel like that's like the first thing you're going to be thinking about.
Automatically, I'm thinking about a deal like this. It's not even about like Chris Olave and because there's a million receivers out there. Jacoby Myers, all those guys, whatever we were joking about earlier.
Yeah.
But there's only like one. These first are valuable. Like I actually had a guy that's like currently like 103 trying to get his first back. And he's trying to send me like freaking he's just trying to send me like JMO for it. I'm like, dude, like, add a first on top. Like, sure, I'll give you your 103 back. Like, I don't know how you're getting out of this hole, dude. Like, go trade your 28 first, I guess. So, Seb, let's see your draft capital. So, okay, you have some picks to kind of figure it out. A couple seconds. I always look at that. Like I gotta even look at your team
because you want to know how much buying power Seb has to to improve his team, or if he has an injury and things go wrong, can he kind of buy his way out of it?
Yeah, I want to know if he's got good buying power. I want to see like what his lineup even looks like right now. Okay, so he's got some like really good players, and then like I just like kind of look at like okay, Keenan Allen's like really good, fragile. Waller is like extremely fragile, like. Stuff. Okay, we got Wan'Dale Robinson in the lineup. I'm liking what I'm seeing. So, in Mac Jones, but for a week or whatever. Who knows?
Yeah, and when you say you like what you're seeing, you mean in terms of that first being early.
But like continuing on that path. But again, okay, he's got Smitty and Christian Kirkgold. Like there's like Pitts. I don't know why Pitts is on your bench, but
on a bye week. That's why.
Oh, okay. There you go. Yeah, I can't see that on here. So yeah, I mean like that's why your team looks bad. This is a bye week and stuff, but yeah, interesting. So basically my reaction is like if you want to like make a deal, I don't really want to trade your first. Like I got like 5 others or 6 others. So like I'll be like maybe we can get a deal done, but like I get you want to get your first. Like I just like Hubbard and stuff is nice and Smitty, but like I don't know. I mean, I'm so excited. I've been trying to trade away Hubbard like for the last like 6 months in all my leagues. Like I don't know. I'm kind of looking at it as like it's Hubbard for the first and Olave for like Smitty in the second. But then like that first is like early right now, So
I promise you, I'm gonna do everything in my power to not make that early, dude. I promise you.
It won't matter.
Hey, you have Seb's word.
Yeah, you got my word.
You have Seb's word. What more do you need, Blake?
Yeah, but here's the thing: if it's not gonna be early, like you should just go trade for someone else's first off me. That's like gonna be I don't know. That is late. Like if you want to get the deal done.
Well, I had like 3 other. I was talking to 3 other people. I went to the Xavier Worthy owner. I offered him the same deal, except I threw him on the third, and it was like some bench player or something. And I wanted a second Xavier Worthy and a second for Devontae Smith, Chuba, and 2 other things on top. They weren't worth nothing. Said no. Then I went to Jalamoff. This dude wanted a first on top of Devontae Smith, 4 flowers. So I just left his ass on red. And then I went to somebody. Who did I go to? I think it was.
That's Jacob. For anyone that in the live chat that doesn't know who Jalamoff is, that's Jacob's sleeper handle.
Yeah, look.
Ain't no point in talking to him with deals. And then I went to the QJ owner. Well, apparently he's worth about 2 firsts now to the QJ guy. Nothing I could do there.
Yeah, QJ's price has definitely gone up a lot. But Blake, the question I have for you is: this actually the kind of team where Chuba Hubbard you could actually use rather than it being like just this guy you want to move off of?
Like 100%. That's like at least the good part about it is like, yeah, we can use like Hubbard and Smith. Like I have still Hubbard shares. I actually somehow magically like a first appeared for him in a league that you're in, Dan, for him, and I was just like, I didn't even like need to like think. I was just like, it was like, you know, breaking the screen to accept it basically.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I got to add a 27 fourth to Hubbard. Like, congratulations. I would have done it like if you wanted my 28 or whatever, 26 third or something like that. You know what I mean? To get that first. So yeah, I mean, at least I could use them in Smitty, like, and I really like Smitty, but like I've been like moving off. Well, actually, I traded a Hunter for him because I wanted to move a Hunter, but like I've been like trying to move off Smitty. I actually traded you, Seb, a Smitty, because like I'm pretty nervous about like what the hell is going on there for like Eagles receivers. It's like
I get it.
There doesn't even need to be one good in a game. So, but I really like Devontae Smith. So that's the tough part about Smitty is like I don't know how to value him. What I do know is, like, if someone's valuing him as a late first, like, there are just, like, other players I will, like, way rather have or add a third to or something than Devontae Smith, if that makes any sense. So I'm looking at your team, seeing if there's, number one, just, like, anything I like more off your team.
Well, I have a question. Who in value-wise is worth more, Purdy or Fields?
I would say Purdy all day. I mean, personally,
like Purdy. So let's add it Purdy, and you give me Fields, and we call it a day.
Interesting.
I'm a big Purdy guy, as you know. I mean,
obviously Mac Jones would be in there.
Yeah, I mean, the like, yeah, I mean, let me.
Pretty interesting idea. That
I like the idea.
Thank you.
It at least like could solve like I don't think Fields is like a long term solve at the quarterback position for us, but I do think like Purdy's that. Even if like I don't know, I mean, who knows what's going on there. Like we've only seen like Purdy healthy for one game, but I think he's really good when he's in. So yeah, that's. Let me just like put it in here just to see because that's pretty interesting.
We'll do that.
And what do we got here? Purdy and Fields, and I mean, I'm just gonna need you to add Mac Jones so I have a starting quarterback. Like,
I'm sure on that. So, I mean, what would your quarterback room look like, Blake, if you accepted this trade? You would have Purdy and what else at QB?
Yeah, we got like Tua in like the 8th round to start up, and then we got like AR in double digits. So that's like pretty much.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
We have like Carson Wentz as well.
I see. Okay.
We basically went to quarterback on this one.
Okay, so pretty much, yeah, you'd go from having Fields and Tua to Purdy and Tua. So, yeah. I mean, for the long term, that definitely sounds nicer.
Oh, yeah, like, we can not, like, you know, if I'm thinking of the future, like, okay, like, we don't have to, like, rip potentially 2 picks to figure out what's going on at quarterback. Maybe it's 0 or 1 now. So, I like that. I'm very, like, anti-trading away, like, a guy that's 1 and 3's first.
Promise, Diggs. Ain't gonna be early.
You know, let me see if like Trent's here because that's my co-manager, by the way.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, yeah, do we need to get Trent on here? I mean, we could even send him the Zoom link if he wants to hop on, or he could just like text you what he thinks about it.
I'll just send him a picture.
Send a screenshot.
Hey, tell Trent I sent him a deal for Malik too, and what's it called? Break room. I'm doing my hardest to bring that team back.
I'll let him know. Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna like try to take a look at this deal of like what the hell we're even looking at here. So
yeah, I mean, actually, let me ask you this question, Blake. Maybe this will help you think about it and kind of process this trade mentally. Yeah. How would you compare a 26 first that's currently tied to a 1 and 3 team compared to Brock Purdy? Like, which would you?
I do think that's pretty fair. Like,
You think it's about even? Okay,
I
that's
think
what I
it's
was
about
thinking.
even, and I
Yeah.
do think that just in general, even if other people would disagree, because like the last thing I want to do is like be like drafting quarterbacks and like developing them, and then it can
I
be
mean,
very
Purdy's a
hard.
sure thing. I mean, he's one of the most underrated quarterbacks in Dynasty. I
It
mean,
can be
like,
very difficult to trade for like Goffs and stuff
yeah.
because sometimes that's all the guy has and he doesn't need to like make a trade. Then he has to go draft a Goff. Like, what are you gonna get there? So I do think that's like very fair.
Yeah, so let's cross off Purdy and
Yeah.
the first, and let's even cross off Mac Jones because he just kind of
Yeah,
goes
he's
with
just
it.
packaged.
Yeah, so cross out the 49ers QBs and the first. So what does that leave us left with here?
Yeah, so we got Olave and Fields for Smitty Hubbard the second.
So yeah, let's compare Olave and Smitty. So obviously Olave is being valued a bit more here.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between Olave and Smitty? Like would you need like Smitty in a second to move off of Olave?
Yeah, like I it's kind of one of those tipping points where it's like, yeah, like a third's not getting that done, like
Yeah.
off the volume. But it's like, again, like, is this
Maybe a second's a little too much, but somewhere around there. But
Yeah.
like, if we just called that even, like Smitty in a second for Olave, what does that leave us left with? A Fields on one side and Chuba on the other?
Yeah, it leaves us with Fields and Chuba, which again, like that.
That's about even. That's about
Yeah,
even.
that does feel pretty even as well. I certainly agree.
So if anything, I think like you might even be getting like ever so slightly the better end of the deal, just because
Yeah.
I feel like Smitty in a second is a little bit better than Olave, but it's pretty close. So I feel like that's just about like a perfectly fair trade.
Yeah, I agree.
I need six.
What's that, Seb?
I need Fields backup. Tyrod Taylor, whatever his name is.
Oh,
okay.
Throw him in there.
There you go, buddy. Just
yeah, no problem.
That's so funny. We did like I gave you Mac Jones at some point in some deal, Seb,
right.
And you gave me Tyrod.
Yeah, so only fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, I actually do think it's a very, very fair deal. The one thing, like, I'm just looking at it from like Trent and I's team perspective, which is, I don't know, like sometimes it's like hard to like get that unless you're like the team owner or whatever. Like Fields is like literally like one of our, like, he's like him, CMC, and Ferguson are our secret weapons, and kind of like, again, Olave has not been winning us weeks, but he's at least been like not bad. So the one thing I'm looking over is, okay, Hubbard actually has been pretty good, but like I've been kind of surprised at how good he's been, and that's why I've been like happy to like kind of just sound him away in my leagues because people are kind of buying it. But like Smitty and this like whole quarterback Niners thing for the short term, like that is kind of like a trap in my mind. But it's a fair deal, and I think there's other trades Trent and I could make to get around it. The reason I would even do this deal in the first place, Seb, is because you're offering that Purdy Fields swap, which I do like. Like, that was a pretty good way to.
Yeah, I think that was a good idea.
You match with your team name, so.
Yeah, that's the funny thing is, like, I don't even, like, if I'm in redraft, like, I want Fields, obviously, because Purdy's hurt. But, like, I might want Fields rest of the season, but, like, I way value Purdy more in Dynasty, like, with that being said.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, this is the trade show. I think it's a fair deal. It at least solves a couple issues for Trent and I. We get, like, an extra guy in our lineup. You got a deal, buddy.
Awesome.
Look at that. First ever episode of the negotiating table. It looks like we're going to have a done deal here. So you sent the counter, so we're just waiting for Seb to hit accept.
Oh, I just did.
Oh, sweet. Hey, you got a done deal. First ever.
Is it just like unlimited deals? Because, like, I can go on and on.
Hold on. We need to make a chat.
You're talking to me, man.
I love it, Seb. I love it. Like, hey, like Seb smells blood in the water here. He gets one trade done.
I want Harold Fannin from you and YouTube Diggs. I want Keenan Allen from you. Like, I mean, boys. Like,
my God. Seb's got ideas here. Like, he's got business to take care of. Like, maybe this show is just like made for Seb.
Yeah.
Get Randy on the team too, so I can get my boy Golden. Like, get everybody.
Seb loves making his deals. Let's quickly.
Hey, like we're all about getting business done here on the negotiating table.
Let's quickly get to the chat here and also let us know what you think of that trade. Again, I think we broke down kind of the context of, like, at least how I'm looking at that, especially in like a tough spot. So let us know what you think. Drippy Taco was in here. I don't know if he's still in here, but we can quickly answer this. He just says PPR league needs a receiver bad. Trading away Bucky for Garrett Wilson. We don't really know what's going on with Bucky. It sounds like it could be kind of a rocky situation here for the next like 1 to like 4 weeks is kind of what I'm getting. We just don't know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you have running back depth and you really need a receiver, that's the best you can do. I think that's completely fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
especially if you get like a Michael Carter, Demercado,
or Sean Tucker.
Sean Tucker off waivers. Hopefully, there's some decent running backs on waivers that you can kind of patch up your depth there if you needed some. But yeah, I'd be okay with that if you really need a receiver. That'd be fine. Yeah, especially with Bucky's injury, that is looking a little dicey. So I don't mind kind of jumping ship there.
By the way, we got some interesting stuff in chat here. Seb's getting flamed on our trade. Chat, let us know if.
Yeah, who won that trade? Like, was it fair? Which side do you prefer?
Like, I certainly get that, like, the preseason name values are looking okay. Like, people hate Olave and Justin Fields, but, like, Smitty has not done anything. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's, like, the classic, okay, do I start Michael Carter or do I start Devontae Smith right now? You know?
Gosh.
Like, that's a legitimate question.
That is so sad.
So, I do understand, like, if we're looking at, like, August brain.
Yeah.
But, dude, like, they clearly don't understand he's a 1-3 team and getting his first pick, which is, like, the most important part of this deal.
Yeah, that is not easy to do. So just the fact that Seb got his own first back at 1-3 is kind of an accomplishment.
Yeah, I mean, like, if he wanted to, like, he could go make it, like, to, like, the 101 or something. Because, like, Jacob has a good team with a lot of good pieces. Like, he's...
Yeah, so it does give Seb the option to... You could burn it down if he wants, or if he continues trying to contend but it fails, then now he has the option to just go full rebuild and try to turn it into the 101 or something close to it. So it does give him more options.
Yeah, I certainly, like, get the face value of it. But the thing is, I'm, like, looking at... Like, I'll trade Smitty and Hubbard in a heart. Like, I'm not, like, too set. Like, I don't really want to trade for either of those guys right now. Like, those are, in fact, like, probably, like, two...
Wait, which boys?
Like, Smitty and, like, Hubbard. Like, those are, like, sells in my mind right now, even though I love, like, Smitty and
well, the reason I thought you were the best candidate is because I also had Rico, so you might as well just get them both.
Yeah, that's fair. I remembered you had a Rico, and I completely forgot to mention that. And is he hurt? I feel like Hubbard's, like, banged up, by the way. So maybe I got...
Who, Hubbard?
So do we need a little, add-on, like, supplemental trade here with Rico Dottle? Like, what can we do here?
I think we do. Because we need someone to fucking, like... We need someone in our lineup, like... Yeah, that's a fumble. But...
Yeah, okay, well, what are you willing to give up for Rico Dottle here? What can we do?
Do you even have Rico Dowdle, Seb, or am I on the...
You have him.
Oh, I have him.
Yeah.
I thought you had him this entire...
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so you're good then.
Yeah, you're good.
We're good. Yeah, I was, like, willing to, like, figure out, like, how do we get Dowdle? Because, like, we just cannot have... like, be trading for Hubbard without Dowdle.
I gotta have the handcuff there.
Yeah. So, yeah, good trade, Seb. I mean, I don't know, people... Let's see.
I don't pay attention.
Okay.
Listen, the way I do trades, y'all have realized by now, I'm going to get the player I want, and I don't care what I have to give up. I don't. Y'all be
Jacob
values and, I value this guy higher. Just give me what I want, and I'm going to give you what you want, and we're going to call it a day. Like, I don't. I'm not.
I love it. Like, Seb, you're just like a no nonsense, like no BS. Just like, give me what I want. Like, let's get the deal done.
Yeah.
I don't care about all the nonsense, the chatter in the league chat. Like, Seb's just all about his business.
Which is a good thing in Dynasty, though, for, like, getting deals done, because just how many trades could we go look back at in our leagues, especially, like, I don't know, like, Listener League or Break Room, someone, oh my god, Fleece, like, what a bad trade, and you're looking at that right now, and you're like, actually,
actually, that's pretty fair, or actually, the other guy ended up getting fleeced, we thought it was the opposite, so.
Yeah, so it's hilarious, like, that's why I never feel, like, really, like, very strongly about when I see someone's trade, like, I get it, like, literally in 1 week, that outlook can change, especially with, like, when you're trading players around, like Hubbard and Fields and Smith. Yeah, like it's just very, very quick. I know it's different when you have like Jefferson on the table or whatever, but
yeah, but things just change so quickly in Dynasty. So yeah, I've learned to just ignore what people say in the chat. I mean, if anything, if everyone's saying I made a good trade, like that's when I start getting nervous that like
No.
it's going to go the complete opposite way.
100%. That's what I did with Coda, and I knew it was like, dude, I literally said like in guaranteed by the offseason this trade is like I could not be I'd be as certain as possible this is a win. It ended up like week 2. Dakota had already like rinsed me on a deal. It was like JCM and a guaranteed early second for Chase Brown. Well, guess what? Like Chase Brown's useless. So
right, pretty much.
like, let alone I thought I was gonna get fleeced, thinking I was gonna have a good running back for at least like part of the season at minimum. But okay, we got a little breakdown. Let's read this quick breakdown here in the chat. I think people can see that on the stream.
Yeah.
San Fran over Jets quarterbacks, agreed. Okay, Olave in a first over Smitty, Hubbard in a second. I'm glad he can like agree on that because like that was the original offer, right? Was that 3 for 2?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, he just pretty easily put it down there. Like he prefers Olave in a first, similar to I did. The Jets quarterback swap for the Niners was like the tilting point. So pretty.
Yeah. It's interesting how you can look at a trade so many different ways. Like what my mind went to was like comparing Purdy and the 26 first, which has at least a chance to be early. Yeah. I thought that was like about even. But yeah, a lot of different ways you can look at it.
Yeah, and then he actually has what we see from Smith. He's startable, but not a star. I mean, startable, but like not been good this week. I hope that turns around. Obviously, just trading for him. Yeah. Hubbard playing downhill of his career. I mean, hey, maybe he could. Maybe he'll let me trade these players first before no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I mean, I think he's summing up pretty good. He favors the Purdy side because of Purdy. Pretty much how I'm looking at it is like, okay, we get a guaranteed starter that and I'm a Purdy guy, so.
Oh yeah.
Interesting. I love how we're getting like analysis from like.
Yeah, I know, it's pretty cool.
As we go, but
Seth, even get to use. So like,
it's
always hurt. He's always hurt.
He's always hurt.
He actually has been an issue with Purdy, but that's probably why I like him. I love the hurt. And he fits the Blue 10 Bandits perfectly.
Exactly. So it's perfect for you. He's at home with you. I hope you enjoy him.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah, sounds like Seb was fine getting off Purdy, but I mean Fields has been very good. So I mean it will be interesting to see I assume Fields is going to go into next year as a starter for the Jets. Does that last? I mean, I think a lot will depend on how Fields plays this year. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's a scenario in which like Fields could be a starting QB for a few more years. I mean, who knows? I mean, he could improve.
I'm beginning to wonder, like, he's 0-4 to start. Like, I don't know if he's going to be the Jets quarterback because, like, again, he could just play. He's playing his way into a first overall quarterback to take his job.
Right.
But, again, can he just go back and join the next poverty franchise that needs a bridge?
Exactly. Like, he'll just kind of become this journeyman quarterback that's, like, passed around and, kind of like, I don't know, almost like Sam Darnold-esque.
Yeah, which is all you need. Like, it doesn't matter for, like, Dynasty. Like,
right.
I get, like, it's good to have the contract, but, like, I mean, the whole reason I really like Fields going in is, like, dude, you just got 2 full games out of him, and he's averaging 30 points per game in both those, like, in those 2.
Yeah.
Like, that's the Fields thesis of why you even own him. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's fun. I mean, like, we were just talking about how funny he is when he has the ball in his hands and he's running. I mean, he really looked like Barry Sanders on that touchdown run on Sunday. He was just doing that weaving in and out where the defender just like couldn't get his head around. Reminded me of a famous touchdown run by Barry Sanders against the Patriots. But yeah, it was a million years ago. But in any case, Fields is a lot of fun.
Yeah. What do we got here? Seb, are you trying to make any other deals with me or Dan, by the way?
While we have you here, do we want to negotiate any other deals here?
What do you guys want? Who do you want? What league? Let's make it happen.
I don't know. I'm just trying to see what your like team is, and you're a contender in this one. Is it you and I? You and I at first place. Look at that.
So we're looking at the listener league now. So
okay, I gotta be a little careful on this one because Denny's in there.
He's
But
8
if I
now.
can make something happen.
This is always bugged. Like, there's no way Schultz is in your starting lineup, is he? Maybe bye weeks?
Everyone, yeah, bye weeks.
That's it.
And by the way, we still have 11 people watching right now. Good to have everyone here. Definitely drop us a like if you've been enjoying this. This is a brand new show that we're doing called the negotiating table. So let us know if you enjoy it. Drop a like if you are. And yeah, if you guys want to support us, just make sure you're subscribed to the channel. That's the best thing you can do. Really appreciate it.
And if you just joined in, we just made a trade live with Seb, who you cannot see here, but he's
Yeah.
on the
But you can hear his voice though.
Yeah. And
What's up, people?
yeah, we're looking at, so Seb, you and we've kind of like similar builds here, man. I've not seen anything like
All good.
that comes off.
Keenan Allen. Wait, you have Keenan Allen, right?
I do have Keenan Allen.
Let me just ship you 2 seconds. Call it a day.
What's that?
Let me just ship you 2 seconds and we'll call it a day. 2 seconds for a 1-year rental.
I don't believe that you'll send me two. Okay, they're 28.
But-
Look, if you send me 28 seconds, like, you're crazy, man. I don't care if they're in 2028. If you want to do it, I'll figure it out.
Let me text Denny.
Seb is texting his co-manager Denny. But yeah, I mean, Seb's getting aggressive here. I mean, he's going after what he wants. I mean, hopefully he doesn't regret it in the long term. But I mean, I appreciate the boldness and just, going after what he wants.
Like, I was like, these must be like 26, 27. The moment I saw they were 2028, I'm like, oh boy. Like, because like, I don't know about you, Dan or Seb. Like, when I see 28 picks, like, I always want picks. But
I'm aware.
When I see the year 2028, I just like.
It's a great year.
But like. Seb says it's a great year.
Yeah, I'm like, don't get me wrong.
Great class coming up in 28, Blake. Great class.
It's 2 seconds. Like, I just cannot decline that.
Yeah.
That's pretty much, like, I can't decline that. I'll figure it out.
I don't blame you. I would probably have to accept that as well.
Yeah,
as much as we love Keenan Allen, I mean, he's been awesome.
Yeah. I mean, if it was a 28 second, like, I'll just ride Keenan Allen until he dies. But
yeah, for sure.
And Dan, I'm curious to what you want for Harold Fannin. We've been trying.
Oh gosh, yeah. You sent me a few offers for Fannin. Gosh, I mean, like, I still feel pretty strongly about him. I mean, I'm not like too discouraged by him having a couple down games. I know that like the production has kind of just been like trending downward, but I mean, he's a rookie tight end. He's got Njoku there, so I mean, I feel like you wouldn't like what I would need for Fannin. I mean, this is a 0.75 tight end premium. I'm pretty thrilled to have him. I'm definitely not like trying to move him. I mean, I'll always like listen to offers or whatever, but I mean, Blake and I talked about it on stream after week 1, and I mean, it was the Harold Fannin dilemma, right? And I mean, basically what we arrived at is, if there's not a first in the deal and in a league with this great a tight end premium, we're probably not like too excited about it.
I gotta go get a first.
What's that, Seb?
I was just talking to myself, like I gotta go get a first somewhere.
Oh, hey, there you go. Exactly. So I mean, if you get a first, then I mean,
go trade for a 2028 first now.
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, I don't want a 28 first. For 26 or 27. I mean, and I'm trying to think, like, would I actually do that straight up if that was in my inbox? I mean, I feel like the Scott Connor-esque negotiator to me would want just a tiny bit of leverage on top, some kind of like throw in. I'm sure it'd be nothing that would be a deal breaker, but that would definitely be tempting. I mean, if you had like a 26 or maybe even 27 firsts, and you like threw in just a little something that I liked, we would definitely have a conversation.
Okay. I'm just getting an idea for what you boys want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's tough though, because I mean, I feel like any bad trade that I've made this year in 2025 has involved me trading away a rookie, and then they rose in value. So I'm definitely a little gun shy about like trading away rookies in general, because you really have to factor in that like potential growth. Of course, like value growth. Of course, it's not guaranteed, But it just seems like whenever I've gotten burned, I've traded away a rookie. So I'm a little cautious.
I hear you. I hear you. I'll take that into consideration. And
All
Diggs,
right.
I will ask him about your trade, but he's not as gung ho as me, so I can't promise anything, but I will try.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. I just put it out there so when you talk to
All
him,
right.
whatever, you can figure it out. By the way, I just got my first Michael Carter share off waivers and ran, and I
Hey,
got
did
him
you get
for
him in? No pun intended.
no. I got him for $27 in this like a BDGE league. So I just thought that was funny.
Here,
I just noticed
here,
that.
just for fun, pull up no pun intended right now. Let's see who got Michael Carter there. I'm
Did it run?
curious. Yeah, they run at midnight, so they just ran. Who got him?
This is who I didn't want to get is Boston Bloodstains. This is like
Why
the
is
league
that?
to dump it in. Point per carry. Boston Bloodstains got it.
Yeah, so wait, why didn't you want him to get it
I
get
own
Michael
this
Carter?
first.
You want us first? Okay, that's what
Yeah.
I figured.
Uh,
So it looks like I was second. I bid what, like 108. So yeah, not even close. What was it? What was the winning bid? 407? Does that say?
7, yeah. I don't even
Yeah,
blame him.
this is wait. What's the budget here? 500, right?
It's 500. It's like a 0.15 point per carry, but it's like a 14 team league where running backs are like impossible to get. So
Oh yeah, I mean the scarcity is pretty crazy with it being 14 teams.
yeah, exactly. So tough league to get it back.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a Henry Ruggs ad there, by the way, because he's supposed to play.
Hey, look at that. Yeah. So why the heck is he trending? Is he trying to make a comeback or something?
My buddy that I made that trade with at the gym, we actually went to the gym today together, and we were joking about this, and he was saying something like, "Oh, did you see like this tweet? Like there was a fake tweet about Henry Ruggs coming back in, like, the next year or something like that." And I'm like, I'm like, "Oh, really? No, I didn't even see that." But like, I bet you like he's one of the top trending guys. Like that's just
Oh
like on
God.
like waivers right now. And then he like no. That's what we were saying on Monday or whenever I saw him. And then today he was like saying like he checked and Ruggs I guess was like the top trending guy. I didn't even notice that. So like a fake tweet had like 40,000 people adding Henry Ruggs. I thought that was pretty
That's
funny.
wild.
So
Yeah.
that's why he is trending a fake tweet.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty absurd. Like I don't even know what the status of Henry Ruggs. I assume he's still incarcerated, but I don't even know. I mean, has there been any like news on him? I feel like there was like another time or two over like last season that he was like trending randomly and it never amounted to anything.
Yeah. Jacob's confirming too. It was like a joke tweet, but he's like eligible to leave prison in like 2027 and enter the NFL. Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean,
it could not matter.
Who really thinks he's going to be like relevant? I mean, like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he's like working really hard for the longest yard team, but I don't know about that one. I haven't seen his highlights there, so
yeah.
Maybe if I can get my hands on that longest yard highlight tape, him and cooking up Brandon Browning or whatever the heck Brandon Browner. If he
right.
He's in prison for like murder or something.
Oh God, is he? That's right. That sounds familiar, actually.
Yeah, Super Bowl champ corner. So, maybe if I get some tape on that, I'll consider picking up Ruggs in a couple of years.
Yeah. Well, what are we thinking here? So it's just after midnight here on the East Coast. Is there any other deals we want to make or anything else we want to talk about before wrapping this up here?
Apologies if someone's been watching this the entire time and there's been like 4 like trade offers sent.
Hey, we'll be better next time. This is the first episode. We're working out some of the kinks, and we get sidetracked yapping about a million different things as usual. But
we at least got a deal done now.
We got a deal done. I mean, I would say this was a successful first show. I hope everyone enjoyed it. If you did, let us know, and we'll definitely make more of these episodes. But I mean, hey, I thought this was pretty fun, and yeah, I'm sure we'll only make more deals in the future, or at least send out more offers, be a little more focused. No promises on that, but hey, we'll do our best.
We gotta be more focused. I don't know. We can pretty much wrap it, but Dan, give me a quick 3 players you're buying, 3 players you're selling right now. Who are like the top guys that come to your mind? I feel like we should get that out there real quick.
Yeah, I mean that is a great question. I mean, I'll say Rondé Gadsden. We haven't mentioned him today. I mean, he kind of had the little bit of flash couple weeks ago where he earned 7 targets on like 26% of snaps, something like that, and then had a down week last week. So I feel like that's kind of like the windows opened up to maybe still get some more Rondé Gatson. Of course, I own him in like 80-90% of my league, so I can't really buy too much more. But in theory, if I didn't own so much of him already, I'd be buying more of him. And yeah, I mean, definitely the guys we mentioned earlier, J-Mo, Harold Fannin, Rashard Smith, I think are all like pretty sneaky buys right now.
Yeah.
And then in terms of players that I'm trying to get off of, yeah, I mean, in terms of like a sell high, I mean, there are a lot of players I wish I could. Oh, you know what? Jalen Waddle. I mean, I'll have to argue with Jacob. We got to have Jacob on soon because we got to argue about London and Waddle and all these guys. But I just want out of the Jalen Waddle business. I'm just over it. So if someone will buy him on his, touchdown dependent production up to this point, combined with Tyreek Hill getting injured, I'm happy to cash out. If I can get a late first, I'm smash accepting it. I'd probably even add a fourth, maybe even like a late third to get it done. So I definitely want out of Waddle. And I'm trying to think, anyone else I want to sell high on? I don't know. I mean, there are more players I'd like to sell low on. Like, I mean, I don't know, like Devonta Smith.
No, just like sell in general. Just like
sell in general, yeah.
Just sell low or sell high, whatever.
I mean, Devonta Smith has been so frustrating. I have him on like multiple teams, including my like redraft home team. I don't know what to do with him though. I feel like I'm kind of stuck with him. I feel like eventually like the talent will shine through and he'll be in a better situation where they're not running it so much. But I can understand if you're a contender or if you can just turn him into something better. But like he's not an easy sell right now. So I don't know. Oh, you know what? I just saw a name on the screen. Kyren Williams, I wouldn't mind selling. I don't know, like, how do I turn Kyren Williams into like James Cook? What do I have to add to Kyren Williams? So like that's something I'd be looking to do. Blake Corum's been a little bit of a pass. He might steal some goal line touches here and there. Not all of them, but some. Yeah, I don't know. What comes to mind for you, Blake? Also, Torrey Horton. He had a down game. Maybe that opens up a little bit of a window where you can buy him, though it's still probably not easy. Yeah, those are the ones that come to mind for me.
You'll like one of the last trades I made. I may have sent it to you. I sold Kyren and Shaheed for a 27 first, just random, whatever. And I got Torrey Horton in. So.
Oh, yeah. I think you showed me that. Yeah, I love that.
So that was 2 that you just named. But, it's funny. I actually like I agree like with like the Kyren thing because it's like, yeah, he's just such a guy that can fall. But like at the same time, like I don't know, like he's still like I know he's been like he hasn't been falling end zone. He had a touchdown call back, isn't that like people just like he's priced like that's just gonna happen anyway. So like if you can like get him in a deal, like I actually think he's like a pretty affordable guy that people are really willing to sell you if you really need a running back.
Yeah.
So it's funny, like I agree to an extent, but like in this running back economy, I'd rather have him in like a first. Like I'd sell James Cook if I was in an absolute pinch for like Kyren in a first if I needed to like keep points or something like that.
Oh yeah, but see what I'm thinking, and you can tell me if it's completely unrealistic. But like, can I give like Kyren in a second for James Cook, or Kyren in the second, and I have to throw in Darius Slayton or something like that? No, like, is something along those lines I could get done
today? There is no chance. Like you can do that since the season started. Like if Kyren was hot as well, like sure. But like again, like Kyren's like I think probably a pretty popular sell guy, which like almost makes him like
like a hold. More of a buy.
Or at least like a hold. I did just sell one, but it's because a team like I'm not like I'm 0-4 on that team. Like I gotta get rid of Kyren. So
also one other one that came to mind in terms of I haven't gotten a lot of trades done so far since the actual season started. I've just kind of had bad luck and have been kind of in a rut in terms of not being able to complete trades. But one trade I did complete was with Randy in the Listener League, and I moved off of Brian Thomas, which of course doesn't feel great because, my instincts say like, hey, I'd rather like buy low on a stud talent like Brian Thomas. And maybe that proves to be the smart move, so maybe Randy was smart for that in the long term. But it just doesn't feel great this season, and I feel like his value could continue going downward. So I basically cashed out for Randy's first in 26 and 27. We also had to do a swap where I gave up Khalil Shakir and took back a banged up Terry McLaurin, who kind of makes me nervous. but that was close enough where, hey, if I'm getting the 2 firsts for Brian Thomas, okay, I'll give up. I'll do the Shakir, McLaurin swap.
Hey Dan, what time did he contact you about that trade?
The Brian Thomas
Yeah.
here one. We did that. I can check to see when it was completed, but I mean, what was that, like a week ago, or that was like in the last week? Here, let me check it real quick.
I was just curious because he was talking to me about like I was telling him like all the type of trades he could do, and that was not on the bingo. Because I said like you haven't talked to Dan yet because you can go trade him to Dan, and then I told him to get somebody else off of you because Chase said something that worked to me about it because he was in his DMs too, and I was just a little surprised to see what everyone offered and then see that go through.
Okay, and you were referring to McLaurin when you said you could trade him to Dan?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was a little that's all.
Yeah. But it looks like the trade went through September 25th, and I think we just started negotiating it that day, so September 25th.
Yeah, I honestly, like, again, I know if Jacob's chat, he's gonna scold me for it. Again, like, don't hear what I'm not saying. Like, do not just like give away Brian Thomas, but like, if you can just kind of like re-roll Brian Thomas at like a slight loss, like, there are so many, like, that's the thing. I am such a like fan of, well, Dan, like, actually the way I got my only Brian Thomas share is like I like sold low on like Garrett Wilson and bought high on Brian Thomas. Like, it's okay to like literally like sell low and buy high in trades. Like, if you're getting the right deal done.
Yeah, and you did that like early last season for clarity.
Yeah, exactly. And it was like, holy crap! Like, you're trading Garrett Wilson for Brian Thomas. Like, yeah, I know Brian Thomas has been good, but like, it's Garrett Wilson. So like,
yeah, but you saw where it was going and you got ahead of it, and it was smart.
So I'm a huge fan. Like, that's why like I'm willing to move off Lad as long as I'm getting ahead of it. If it's too late, like, hell no, I'm not trading Lad. But you got to get there before like the masses adjust, and like that's where I felt like I could kind of get there on like buying like getting a Ferguson and selling off of I don't know, like who is Chase Brown. Like, Chase Brown's a guy, like, if you have Chase Brown and someone's willing to give you Javonte, like, that's the deal I made. I just don't care how that works out. Like, I pray that someone that needs a running back right now can go trade Chase Brown for Javonte and Dynasty. I'm doing that. I do not care. And like, get off Chase Brown, in my opinion. Like, I think he's like a sell. Just sell before he's like, people realize like he's, I don't know, like gonna score you 10 points a game probably the rest of the season, and people will like really let soak in that like, hey, this is a Jake Browning offense where like not even Jamar Chase can be fantasy relevant. So I would say like Chase Brown's like a priority sell. I know people are gonna say, oh, he's a buy. Yeah, it's gonna turn around eventually. Sure, but like, just because he's gonna get better doesn't even mean he's still gonna be useful for fantasy. Like, that's the funniest part. Like, he's just been like such a lineup killer so far, if you've had him. And I would say on the sell front, I think Smitty is like unfortunately a good one because of just how many good receivers there are in that range. Again, can you add like a third or a player to get to someone that's scoring like Olave?
Yeah, because like, if you have a lot of extra picks, like Blake, a lot of our teams tend to have, because we just like accumulating them, this is the time to use it. Like, yeah, Devonta Smith will eventually at some point be in a better situation where his NFL team is throwing the ball and he'll be scoring more fantasy points. But if you don't have time to mess around, add a second to him, add a third to him, whatever you need to do, and just like move to something that's scoring points and gives you a chance to win money this year if you're a true contender. So sometimes you just don't have time to mess around.
And then oftentimes, like, if you think you're overpaying in season, well, guess what? Like, the market will reflect what has happened throughout the season. So if you actually get the more productive player, you actually might end up winning that deal, even if it feels like a loss, like, at the moment kind of thing. Right. So, and I mean, that's what's kind of sneaky about that deal Sebway with me, is I know that, like, Fields, like, who the hell knows what his future is in the NFL. But if he keeps scoring 30 points per game, dude, like, he's going to jump a lot of quarterbacks in dynasty rankings. So, like, deals like that, you can kind of get ahead of the market on. I've been just kind of scrolling around seeing. It's going to be hard. I know Kyler Murray had, like, a garbage time primetime game. At least kind of, like, saved it with 26 point passing touchdown. Kyler Murray is like, I'm done with the Kyler Murray. I sold one of them. This is my only. I got really lucky selling on Hunter. At the
It was brutal watching that Thursday night game with the Cardinals. I mean, that first half, like, it was just like, oh my God, this offense sucks so bad. I know they were playing against the Seahawks. I know it was Thursday night. It was like probably a perfect storm, but like, my God.
Like, honestly, he might, I don't know, he might feel better than like Aaron Rodgers, but he's kind of just like giving you Aaron Rodgers points under disguise, and you're paying like way more for it. There's just so many, like, again, like, if I would just like, I know Purdy's hurt. I would rather have a healthy Purdy. I just like, give me a guy that like actually just, I don't know, maybe I need to like look closer. I swear, when Purdy's healthy, dude, like, he's lighting it up. He's like one of the most lost 20-point players. And I'm just like sick of Kyler Murray. And I used to be such like a big buy Kyler after the ACL.
Yeah. Also, we should. Yeah, I kind of agree with you. And like, I mean, Marv, it was great to see that like big second half. It still could be kind of up and down, but I do think that was a big half for him. So I'm hoping there's more like that on the horizon. But I am nervous about this Cardinals offense. Like, I worry a bit about like McBride's ceiling. I hope he gets really rolling at some point. But yeah, I just like, when I was watching that game, I'm just like, why did I draft any Cardinals? Like, this is just so awful. But the opposite of that is the Dallas Cowboys. Like, buy pieces of the Cowboys, like get Dak and Ferguson and Lamb and Pickens. Like, you know, these are guys that can help you win leagues, even Javonte Williams. So yeah, definitely buying Cowboys. Maybe Jaden Blue would be kind of a sneaky buy. Just
Jaden Blue, great call. Because again, in Dynasty, it might not be the moment where like owners are like willing to like toss him away. It might in package deals.
Might be getting close.
Javonte is like making a great. Like he's like making it like a bad buy low case because okay, Javante's looking great in Neville, but like the second Jaden Blue gets on the field, like he can be just so electric with the ball in his hands, and he can kind of take over the Miles Sanders, and he can be worth more than what he's doing right now, which is absolutely zero. So I do like him as like, you know, if you see he's active, get him, stash him, and redraft if you have the room. Rashard Smith is like, we were talking about him earlier.
One. That's a big one.
Big buy. I don't think it's like a priority one this week. I'm just scared that like you actually might be able to get him for nearly free right now. And that might not be the case as soon as next week.
What about Andre Miller?
Another sneaky one could be. I mean, I don't think he's gonna like break out like anytime immediately, but just at some point, like Trevor Etienne, I feel like before his rookie season's over, like we're gonna see some kind of flash where he becomes an interesting guy. Just kind of a gut feeling. I don't know when it's gonna be, but if you can get him as a free throw-in, I still just feel like that's kind of intriguing.
Yeah, that's an interesting shout. And hey, Hubbard's banged up. By the way, let's quickly answer chat real quick. Bo was in here, and we'll get to Nahal's question he answered earlier. Bo is saying help. So, SOS. He says Goff or Daniels this week. Very interesting because like these are always tough ones with Goff. Because Goff, I was just saying on a phone call with you earlier. I mean, he has a high ceiling, especially like a 6-point passing as any other quarterback. It's a really good matchup.
Yeah.
I mean, if he was at home, I'd be like, dude, just
no-brainer.
Okay, I think the tiebreaker for me is just like, is it 4-point passing touchdown? I'm going Jaden Daniels. If it's 6, I might actually just lean the healthy Goff in just like way too good of a matchup where it feels like they could drop 50 on the Bengals.
I mean, yeah, even on the road. I mean, like, yeah, you always want to be a little careful with Goff on the road, but because it's just never, you know. There's going to be some more duds on the road, and it's hard to know when they come, but he's also going to put up some big games on the road too, so you definitely don't want to just like steer clear just because of that. It could be like 1 million points scored in that Lions-Bengals. So, yeah, who do the Commanders play, though?
That's a great question. I'm trying to find that out right now, actually.
Yeah. Here, we'll look that up real quick so we can give you
the Chargers. They play the Chargers.
The Chargers?
Yep.
Interesting. Like,
I mean, that doesn't sound great, but at the same time, like the Chargers could score a lot of points. Does that mean
like
the Commanders got to play, stay up with that offense and play catch up and throw the ball and have a shootout?
This is a difficult one. He did say it's 4-point. I'm just
going to gotta go Jaden Daniels. I'm going Jaden Daniels.
I'm playing into Jaden Daniels. I do think like both could be very high scoring. You could say the Lions might run the ball a ton. They like to run up the score though on teams that they're beating up on. So Yeah, I mean, if you aren't convinced on Daniels, if your heart's telling you Goff, like I certainly don't think it's crazy. I think this is a very, very close one. Sounds like we're both Daniels and Seb, bonus guest.
I'm playing golf. That Cincinnati defense is
Okay.
horrible.
Seb is saying Goff, so split vote, but favored
Yeah,
team.
and Seb's kind of what low key a Bengals fan after your
Yeah.
beloved Packers, right?
I was watching that game with the Broncos. Goff is gonna destroy them. It's not gonna be close.
I mean,
It's not gonna be.
The question is like,
I disagree. I mean,
does it happen through the air or the ground or a little bit of both? So yeah, I
Can't
like
tell
the
you that.
rushing. It's close. It's very close. I don't feel that confident in St. James is what I will say. So not like the greatest help, but the scoring's the tiebreaker for me.
Detroit's gonna destroy them.
And okay, Nahal, sorry, we meant to get to him. I let him know we'll answer his question. He says, would you tear up from his receivers? Odunze, G. Willie, Igbuka, Worthy, Ladd, and then a couple rookies for. Okay, so he would add Garrett. No, send Garrett or Igbuka and a throw in Elikai Manor, which won't matter for him. And who do we think he can get? So, pretty much like a lateral move from Garrett Wilson and Buka, Dan.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think he can get? He says, does he spend for JSN or Amon-Ra? I would say you spend for Amon-Ra. Absolutely.
Okay, so he's trying to add Alec Iomanor to either Garrett Wilson or Emeka Buka and seeing, like, can he tier up a wide receiver?
Yeah, I mean, in that, like, just hearing your receiver room, I don't think Alec Iomanor gets you anywhere, though he's, like, a fun stash. So maybe you gotta, like, come off of Hunter or Worthy or Ladd or someone. And again, you did ask about Nico. I would say the Nico and, the Ladd and Ibuka thing, like, for a really hot Amon-Ra right now, and I know you just listed a crazy receiver room, you can't start them all. I'd say just go get Ladd by, like, almost any means. Be careful. Don't completely overpay. I'd be pretty fine with sending like Igbuka and Worthy or Igbuka and Ladd. I mean, again, you're just trading for like the wide receiver 2 overall.
I mean, in most leagues, I don't even know what anyone's like giving you for Ladd in terms of the credit. I feel like maybe your better bet is like sell high and Worthy. Like, he had a good first game coming off that injury, but who knows? Like, he could still get re-injured at any time. Plus, you have like Rashee Rice coming back. So, could you do like Worthy and Ibuka for like Puka Nacua, something like that?
Yeah, or with Garrett Wilson too. I'm completely fine with either.
Yeah. Or maybe realistically, you would have to do all that just to get like St. Brown. You know what I mean? And like, maybe that's not such a bad thing because like maybe Worthy's like hurting a week and then it's just like you kind of just upgraded for free. So in a shallow redraft league, if you can upgrade either like Puka or St. Brown, with like Worthy and like Worthy to Puka or Worthy and Garrett Wilson, like I think I'd be good with that.
It's shallow. Hard to overpay for like the best player in fantasy in a shallow fantasy league. So
yeah,
I'd say just try to get it done. JSN isn't in that tier, but he's been amazing. Yeah, I mean, like, that one's much more tough. Like, he's just not in the Amon-Ra or Puka range.
Yeah, also JSN could be another, like, sneaky buy low where he's coming off a bad game, so maybe just, like, that little sliver of a window opens up. Time. Yeah, David Montgomery had a dud, so, like, I don't mind, I love Monty, so I'd absolutely buy low on him.
Jacoby Myers, I think, is a good one. Target share and all that's been there, but...
Yeah, also, wait, there's one other I was going to mention. Oh, Derrick Henry. Yeah. I'm just still convinced, like, Derrick Henry has, like, one last... at least like red hot, like November and December in him. That's always when he heats up. So like, I've seen this so many times before. Yes, is it possible he really is just like old and washed at this point? But I don't really think so personally. Just kind of my gut feeling on it. So I wowould be willing to, spend a fake first, as we call it, for Derrick Henry. So like a second and like some kind of player. Yeah. I would be willing to spend on Henry.
We gotta shout Slayton as a buy. I'd say just like be careful with him because again, you gotta get him cheap. Like I don't even want to be throwing picks around for guys like these when you're kind of chasing. I do like feel he has a better chance than these like Trey Tuckers and stuff to give you like a floor each week. And it would feel better if Russ was in there, is what I would say.
Yeah, and actually, I mean, Trey Tucker isn't a horrible buy either. I mean, like, it was tough after that 3-touchdown game, but like now he has comes off a dud.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, now could I get Tucker for like a fourth and a throw-in?
Yeah, I mean, like honestly, like I'm still kind of intrigued in him. It's a tough one because like, yeah, I'm more like, can I get him as like a throw in a deal?
Yeah,
It's just
sure.
like I hate throwing around picks left and right because
Yeah.
what it ends up being is like, okay, do you want Brashard Smith or like this guy that's just like not worth a pick like most of the time?
Yeah.
But yeah, anytime there's these rookies like Tootin, you haven't heard about Tootin in a week.
Yeah.
Fannin. I wouldn't be buying Samson or anything right now, but
You know who's someone really off the radar, and maybe it's not even like maybe we shouldn't even be trying to buy him at this point. But I mean, as a free throw-in, I'll still take Jalen Noel. I'm still intrigued. I know that like what's that?
I just got him as a throw-in, so
Yeah, exactly. So I know there isn't a lot of hype or indications that like he's going to be anything anytime soon or maybe even ever, but I just still think the talent's there, and I don't understand like why that hasn't come to fruition a little more yet in any form, whether like hype or playing time or production or anything. So the early returns and signs aren't good, but I just still love the player and just kind of believe in the talent.
A player like him can just like literally come out of nowhere like randomly one week.
That's kind of how I feel about it. Yeah.
So part of the bet when you're drafting him is like, okay, maybe like week 1 or early you get stuff like, okay, it doesn't seem like we're gonna get anything. Like,
sometimes it just takes a while. I mean, like maybe he's like one of those like random like year 2 breakouts, or maybe he has like a Quentin Johnston kind of arc where he shows a little progress in year 2, and then all of a sudden year 3, bam, like it's Jalen Noel season. So you just never know.
Yeah, Seb said something about Conrad Miller. He's certainly very interesting. Here's the thing with Conrad Miller. I think this is one where, okay, you don't buy him this week off the touchdown. Like, he's probably not going to score a touchdown next week. You just wait for him to get the same workload or near. He doesn't score a touchdown, and people are like, darn it. Conrad Miller, I knew it. He's nothing. So I'd say, like, risk it and wait a week on Conrad. But
hey, real quick question for Seb. Is Romeo Doubs the real deal here? I mean, you just bought him in, what was it, Listener League? So, like, what can you tell us about Romeo Doubs?
What I can I've been saying it all off season. I've been saying it all.
I know. Okay, well, I'm just saying, like, so I mean, you're feeling pretty vindicated by that 3-touchdown game, right? Great. So you think there's some more fantasy points to come here?
And Packers just released the thing on him. They're talking already about contract extensions. So like they want to keep him. Jaden Reed is out. This is a perfect time. I mean, soon it's going to be golden. Dobbs right now is the man. Like he's clearly Love's favorite target, and like every time. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, we see it time and time out, time and time again. Like, dude, don't get me started on Dobbs. Don't get me started on Pack Riders.
Yeah,
wants to hate on him. Dobbs is like such a tough one because I'm like buying it, but like, okay, Reed's coming back, like gold, so it's like it's one of those ones where like I'm loving it if I have him on a roster, but like if I don't have him, like I'm not chasing it because it was just like we've seen these like flashes and he's just kind of like being the Romeo Doubs. I'm not shocked at what he's doing.
I mean, I think he's like the perfect best ball receiver. I actually have him. I actually own him in my one best ball dynasty league, and I'm loving him there. So I definitely support him there.
Yeah, he's like Marvin Mims. I just bought a Marvin Mims, by the way, Dan. My only share in a best ball league today. I just got him thrown into a deal.
Perfect guy.
But yeah, Dobbs is like your classic best ball. Like,
yeah,
if you start him every week. He's like Rashad Bateman, I don't know. You could have a big game.
Yeah, you're never gonna like feel great starting him. So I guess like maybe in a start 11, you can kind of live with the ups and downs, but still not gonna feel great. So, but I don't know. I mean, hey, maybe Seb's onto something. Like maybe Dobbs will keep proving us wrong here. So we'll be interesting to see.
I would definitely shout out. Oh my God! Wait, hold on. I got it. We got the question. I love this. Welcome B831. He says Devontae Smith. I was joking about this start-sit decision earlier.
Oh God, DeMarcado.
Devontae Smith or DeMarcado flex PPR. it is like actually like a somewhat legitimate question. Like it actually is, especially
Here's what I would say. If we knew like Demercado is going to get like 70% of the backfield touches, I would probably say just go with Demercado, like honestly. But because we don't know that, because it's like kind of up in the air between him and Michael Carter, you don't know which guy is going to get like more of the work. I would probably say just play Devonta Smith, even though it's, it feels gross and it's not even like a good matchup against the Broncos. But we see weird things. It's going to be one of those things where, Devonta Smith's been killing you every week. The moment you put him to the bench and like not even a good matchup, it's like, there's like no reason to start him. That's when he's going off for like 100 yards and 2 touchdowns out of nowhere. So I would say Smith, even though it feels awful.
Yeah, I everything Dan just said, it just took the words out of my mouth. And not only that, but like I know the role should expand off what he did on Thursday night, but like to me, a lot of these start sit decisions are like, if someone doesn't score a touchdown or like don't worry about like okay, who's gonna get the touchdown, this and that, who's gonna like actually outscore each other. It's just like, let's just assume that neither of them score a touchdown. Like which one's gonna have the better like baseline like volume. It's like, okay, it's definitely Devonta Smith in my mind. And then also, like, Devonta Smith's the most likely one to score a touchdown or score 2 or have a big game. Like, yeah, 100% if we knew Demercado has a role. That is very, like,
tempting.
Very, very tempting. But you got to go Smith. And this is the classic. Like, you're going to feel like an idiot if you sit Demercado and Smitty does his 2 touchdown performance like he loves to do. So
yeah, it's always going to come when you least expect it. So this does seem like a good week for it, where it's like not even a good matchup. There's like no reason to feel good about starting Devonta Smith. So it's like, of course, that's when he's going to go off.
Yeah, exactly. And we're so bad for this, but yeah, welcome to the channel. Yeah, you and Bo and all the guys that are joining. And yeah, like hit the subscribe button if you guys like, fantasy, we talk redraft, dynasty. And we've said, like, if we're talking Dynasty and you don't play it, like, it's kind of just like listen to redraft, but, like, almost even better because you get a more whole picture of, I don't know, from more just week-to-week stuff. You get with a more, like, season outlook of, again, like, our favorite Dynasty, like, rookie draft guy, like, Woody Marks. Well, shit, no one even knew in redraft. Like,
I mean, come on, like there's no way like the fantasy footballers are talking about like Woody Marks and like their off-season shows. So
they are today though.
You get an edge on your league mates by following small channels like ours that talk about dynasty.
Yeah, that's the perfect way to describe it. They're certainly talking about Woody Marks this week. That is for certain.
Oh yeah. Now they're talking about him, but yeah, we were talking about him in February. So yeah,
or whatever the draft and stuff.
March, so, whatever.
Very good case for watching us or any other Dynasty channel.
Sure.
Even if you're a redraft player, huge edge there, I think. Especially because if you're playing in a redraft home league, I highly doubt those guys you're playing with are playing Dynasty or listening to a channel like us. You'll probably have an idea on who these potential league winners are.
And no one like goes deeper into Dynasty than us. Like, I mean, not just like talking about the players, but just like all the strategy, trading, everything. We think about this stuff way too much. So if you love fantasy football, like you are in the right spot here.
Which is fun because even though we were like forgetting to send like a bunch of trade offers out, we were at least like talking through a lot of like kind of process and
a lot of buy low, buys and sells and everything. So I think we actually covered a lot here. Oh, also I should mention Malik Washington. I did make a bold prediction about him in our Breaking Bad stream. So yeah, might actually have a chance with the Tyreek Hill injury. So
what was it?
I don't even hate the idea of buying, high on Malik Washington right now. I mean, I don't even know what you have to send, but like, I don't know. Could you send a second and get like Malik Washington in a third or, something like that? Or I don't know. Could you get Malik Washington and Brashard Smith for a second, get creative with it. But, I am kind of intrigued by Malik Washington, even though the offense there, Miami's kind of gross.
Yeah. I'm intrigued. And he's been a guy that I still have like no dynasty of. I've been trying to trade for this guy for 2 years. It's like,
right,
dude, like
seriously, it has been hard. Shockingly hard.
Even when he was worth nothing, I was still like going out and like sending an offer here or there with him. Nothing ever came to be, which is crazy. But yeah, he's one of those guys where I'm like a little scared of, just as far as like I'm trying to be very, very like realistic about what like is he actually going to impact your fantasy lineup. I think he's
Yeah.
got like the talent and like kind of the skill set to do it, but I mean, I'm not gonna assume it is all what I'm trading. So just keep that in mind when making a deal for him. Like, don't be going and rushing out and sending like a third and a fourth for him or something. Like, get creative in your offers.
Yeah.
I would
They
say
get him
like,
thrown in.
can you send Calvin Ridley for like him and a fourth somehow?
Or how about this? Like we were talking about, like the down tiering from like Lad to JMO. I mean, I don't know if it's quite enough, but like I wouldn't even hate going from like Lad to like JMO and Malik Washington. Like I wouldn't even hate that.
Sure, yeah. I mean, I would hope you could get like more
A
than
little
that.
more, maybe a third thrown in or something. But yeah,
I just have name value. I think you could do better, but like I hear you. Like,
probably. But I'm just saying like something along those lines. But I like him as a throw-in, certainly.
Yeah, exactly. If you can get him as a throw-in, awesome guy as a throw-in. We have Chris. Welcome to the channel.
Welcome.
Says start Brian Thomas, Kyron Williams, or Judkins, and that's the question we all want to know: is can you start Brian Thomas?
I mean, I feel like it's no. I mean, if those are your choices, no, you cannot start Brian Thomas. It has to be between Judkins and Kyron Williams. And I mean, God, you hate to bench either of those guys, but like, I don't know how you bench Judkins right now. Like, he looks awesome. He's getting a workload. I don't even care that Dylan Gabriel's the quarterback now. Maybe that even improves the offense.
Look,
I don't even know who do the Browns play.
So this is why I would say Kyron.
Vikings. Is it
they play the Vikings. Like, I could not think of a worse matchup for like an all rookie offense to be playing.
Yeah.
In like the quarterbacks, I can see a good game happening. Like, I'm not saying it's impossible, but like the Vikings run defense in like if you're one dimensional like that, the Vikings run defense will just like they'll keep you behind the sticks, like they'll gobble you up. I don't have like very much confidence in the Browns offense to get going.
Wait, what was it? Kenny Gainwell, didn't he just like run all over the Vikes?
Yeah, like sort of, but like that's the thing is like they were like succeeding through the air, like he was succeeding through the ground, the air, like
yeah,
they were out to a lead. Like it's an Aaron Rodgers led offense. It's not Dylan Gabriel led offense is like the difference, right? I mean, I mean, it's both the complete opposite as far as like spectrum of like rookie quarterback versus Aaron Rodgers. So I think that's like the massive difference. If you put Kenny Gainwell on the Browns, like, I don't think he's doing anything.
Yeah. By the way, if you have Kenny Gainwell, which I don't think either of us does, I had
a bunch and I dropped them all. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, what would you take? I mean, what would you need to like move off? Would you take any third?
I'd take any fourth. Like, I know that Warren being out, like, he's actually like a sneaky guy. As long as you don't need him, I'd take like any pick or like Brashard Smith or one of our favorite guys. I mean, if Warren's out though, I get it if you want to keep him over like a fourth.
Mm-hmm.
So my answer though is Kyron, and they're playing like this. I don't know. It's a Thursday night game. I could like that one has given me like PTSD of Niners.
Rams 49ers. Yeah, doesn't that just sound like a low? Because that happened. Wasn't that during the fantasy playoffs?
It was a rain game, and it was
oh god, that was awful.
Yeah, I'm still gonna go with Kyron though.
I'm gonna say Judkins. The game. I mean, where is that game? Is it in like Europe or what?
It's in London.
It's in London. Okay, it's a London game. Like who knows? Like weird things can happen. The Vikings could have jet lag. Maybe that run defense isn't quite up to snuff there. I just can't sit Judkins right now. I'm starting Judkins.
Yeah, it's funny. They could be jet lagged, but like actually, I think they might be like anti-jet lagged because they.
Because they're coming from Dublin.
So they've probably been in London all week. Where like maybe the Browns are. I don't know. I'm not factoring any of that in. Yeah, I'll say Kyron. You say Judkins.
Maybe they had like one too many pints in the bars in Dublin, so it could be a little hungover.
Did you hear that? Who was it? It was like a punter or some random like special teams player or something. He got like mugged on the streets. No, he was injured. Oh. He was an injured special team player. I forget. I know who it is. Okay. I forget.
I didn't hear
that. It was a Steelers player.
Who was it, Seb?
Steelers.
Their backup quarterback.
It wasn't
Hold on.
Rudolph though. It was
No. Steelers QB.
Oh, it was the
wasn't Will
Buckeye,
Howard,
the
was it?
rookie, Will Howard.
It wasn't Will
Nope.
Howard.
No.
I don't
Oh,
know,
okay.
but
Yeah.
they
I
had
know it was
someone
the
got
Steelers
mugged and
quarterback.
like beaten up.
Skylar Thompson, beaten in Ireland.
Yeah, Skylar Thompson
Skylar
got mugged
Thompson?
and beat up in Dublin, and like people were like joking that like, yeah, like that's the UK and like whatever Ireland for you and stuff. So,
Yeah, and my first reaction is like Skylar Thompson's still in the NFL.
yeah.
Forgot that guy was a thing.
Yeah, he is. And like I just found out that Mike White's like on the Bengals roster because I was like,
That's right.
I thought Ritter was there, and then I found out when the Bengals played the Vikings that like I was like saw Ritter in a Vikings jersey on the sideline. I'm like, what the hell? Like,
I mean, who can even keep track of all these backup quarterbacks? I feel like they're with like a new team like every few weeks.
yeah, these like practice squad guys, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, so you're signing Ritter from the Bengals practice squad or whatever to like,
Yeah.
oh, the week you're playing the Bengals, oh, that's
Right.
pretty convenient.
Yeah.
And then they
we
actually
know what
had
they're signing.
guess who the Bengals have? They have the Vikings, like one of the Vikings practice squad guys, hilariously enough, like from last year and like this off season.
sure.
It was that terrible guy, Brett Rippon. Like,
Oh god.
so I was like, is this what we're doing? We're just signing the practice squad quarterback for
Yeah.
every team before you play him? Get the playbook?
Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right.
Good
I mean,
stuff.
I think Should we call it there? I think first episode of the negotiating table in the books. Hope everyone enjoyed it. We will definitely have to do it again. We will try to send out more offers next time. Stay a little more focused, but it was still a lot of fun. And hey, Seb, I'm glad you could join us. And hey, first ever deal done on the negotiating table. It was a pleasure and an honor, my friend.
History's been made.
Pretty happy with what
Also, I just love how I completely keep forgetting that Seb's even like here. Just
I know, right? Yeah, I love it. He's just kind of hanging around and interjecting when he's got something to add. Like I love it.
Yeah.
So appreciate having
I
Seb
try
back.
not to interrupt, though.
Okay, we got one final question. Let's
Okay,
one comes
last
over
one.
answering this. So be warned, anyone watching. Now 2-2 in Superflex. Trent says so. Welcome to the channel. And hit that sub button. PPR. Oh, okay. 1.5 tight end premium. So I'm gonna take that as it's like 1.5 per catch with tight end.
Right.
Please confirm that. But that's what we're gonna roll
Yeah.
under, as that's popular in Dynasty. Starting 10. It is sounding like a Dynasty league here. Jalen Hurts, Bucky Irving, Chase Brown, Jamar Chase, AJ Brown, Garrett Wilson, Lad McConkey, Marvin Harrison, Brock Bowers, Jaden Daniels. Okay, yeah. Is it Dynasty or is it redraft? I'm good. Like that's gotta be a Dynasty.
Sounds like a dynasty league.
Yeah. So let's just confirm that though.
He says it's a 12-team league. So 12 teams start 10. Definitely sounds like a dynasty league because it's super flex. It has tight end premium. Those are definitely things we associate with dynasty leagues rather than redraft.
Yeah, this is like Grease Bowl exact settings, so we're familiar with that. And
assuming this is dynasty, Blake, what immediately comes to mind here of these players that he listed on his team? Do any like jump out as like kind of an obvious sell or buy here?
Yeah, so I mean he names out like his kind of like his starting lineup there. We don't have like the bench. He's 2-2. Like immediately when
probably like Chase Brown and Ladd, we'd probably say ourselves.
So yeah, and we were setting out an offer. Well, let's just show him one of the offers we sent out in this exact format.
Yeah, and he just confirmed it is a dynasty league, and he is somehow 2-2. He says.
Yeah, so I get that Ladd is not going to be like, and no one's going to be telling you to sell low on Ladd. Right. We certainly agree to an extent, but again, he's probably part of the reason you're 2-2 right now. There's not a direct path for him to like be the Ladd McConkey we thought, and you're still going to get probably a similar return to what you could before, especially if you're buying low on like a guy like JMO, who again like we think can bounce back easily, especially like just as early as this week. One deal I did was Ladd for JMO and Ayuk, kind of get the best both worlds with the guy now and Ayuk can come back. We sent this offer out, Ladd for JMO and Bourbon, same exact format as you are in. So I wouldn't be like dying to sell Ladd. I wouldn't be trying to panic sell him. But I'd be really looking for one of these deals. Like if you like JMO, if you agree he's a good sell low, look for something where you can get some nice upside added to him, or someone in that realm. Dan, any players like receivers, maybe you could throw. I guess Olave would be tough because he's been a target soaker.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I mean, one thing I would do is, I mean, Trent, if you just like join this live stream, when we finish, I would go back and like watch it from the beginning. I mean, we talked about so many different players that we're trying to buy just in Dynasty in general. I mean, we mainly talk about Dynasty on this channel. So, I mean, we go through a lot of players during this live stream. So I would go back and watch, honestly. We'll give you some great recommendations just if you just like rewatch the replay of this. But yeah, in terms of just what comes to mind immediately looking at your team, I mean, you're at 2-2, which is fine. You're at least kind of, hovering and, you have a chance to make a run, but you can't afford to have too many of these players that are giving you like iffy to no production each week. And like Bucky Irving jumps out as a guy that just has a lot of trade value in general. I know he's banged up right now, but could you like add something to Bucky and kind of tier up to just like a healthy running back that maybe is normally similar value? Like, what would you have to add to Bucky Irving to get A-Chain? Like, that's something that comes to mind. Yeah. Could you give like Bucky, and even if you had to pay like a second just to get a healthy A-Chain, or maybe even get like a fourth kickback or something like that. So I would look, especially if you have some extra picks that you could afford to part with, especially like non-firsts. Can you add a pick to like a Bucky, a Lad, any of these guys that are just kind of like you're not feeling good about, and just cheer up to someone that you feel better about?
Yeah, Trent. I know like I don't know where you're at on Chase Brown. You just joined the chat. I think people somehow like I don't know why people are not just like you would if it was not Chase. I don't know how Chase Brown is like not being talked about as like just like the biggest, like just get off of him. Like I just don't see the path. Like I mean, yeah, I hope he's better than what he's been doing because it's been completely useless. Last week I was so happy to. I even got a small plus on top to a very small plus though to go from Chase Brown to Javonte Williams, who's the exact same bet as what you wanted from Chase Brown anyways. They're both 25-year-old running backs, except instead of the 2024 Bengals that you're hoping to get with Chase Brown, you're getting the 2025 Bengals, which is the Dallas Cowboys. I think that's just one that you might still be able to get that one off. And you might
I got a good idea.
Be able to get a plus on that, I hope.
Yeah, how about this? How about Chase Brown for David Montgomery and like a fourth or a throw-in or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, off name value, like aim even higher. Like see what you can get, and then settle and take the.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, send it for like Montgomery in a third, and then if he counters with like Montgomery in a fourth, accept.
Yeah.
Easy.
And again, I can't see who your other running backs are, but again, I think like literally like honestly, it's gonna be. We weren't even recommending to like buy Woody Marks after this week, but like you might have to do it this week. Like, can you get anything on top of Woody Marks? Like, can you get Woody Marks in like a third for Chase Brown? I mean, it seems
I would easily
crazy,
do that.
But
I would easily do that.
I think you can make a great argument for Woody Marks over Chase Brown and just straight up. So if you're just looking like with no sunk cost fallacy. So I think there's a lot you could do around Chase Brown. Again, maybe you add him to Bucky Irving, and maybe you get really creative, like whether you go to a chain, a CMC, a James Cook, JT. I think you can get a lot with that package. I think you could get a lot with Chase Brown and Lad McConkey, the double sell lows, and I'm completely fine with that. Those names still hold a lot of value, and you can make a move that would really help your. I mean, those guys are kind of probably the reason you're 2-2. Let's be honest here.
Yeah. So I would use some of your picks and just look to do some. I mean, I guess you'd call them like tier ups because you're adding a pick, but
I'm fine tearing down though.
Like going to a player that like maybe was like similarly valued coming into the season, but now it's like, your guy's disappointing and like the other guy's like actually doing pretty well. So if you can just like pay a late pick to just go to someone that is actually scoring points and you feel better about, I think that would generally be a good move. But definitely go and watch the replay of the stream. We give a lot of good recommendations on players to buy in Dynasty.
Yeah, so I hope that helps.
Go after Judkins.
Judkins?
Yeah.
I mean,
I
Judkins is not going to be easy to buy, but I mean, hey, like it's definitely a player on the ascension. So I mean,
Judkins,
you can get him. If you can get
what
him,
I usually
I'm waiting
do
on him.
a new method I have found that kind of works more often than when I just thin them out is I will do like let's say what do you say? He had Ladd and Chase. I would add Ladd, Chase Brown, and like a second, or no, Ladd, Chase Brown, and a fourth. Basically, I'm going to give you an upgrade. Like so, I would put Judkins in that, and then like someone who Ladd is better than. So to make Ladd the better player in the deal and give him the better pick upgrade, and I just send it.
Okay, so basically, Seb, what you're saying is like you're going to get the best player in the deal, but the other manager will get like an upgrade somewhere else and like the better pick in a swap.
Yep, that's what I try and do.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a 3-for-3 where you get the best player, but then the other manager gets like wins the other two parts of the deal. I like that. Yeah, it's kind of a good concept.
That's an interesting one. It's a tough one again with the Browns and the whole like. We don't know, but Judkins has been awesome. So that's a tough one because, like, to me, I think I just lean, I guess like swapping Chase Brown first and seeing if I can turn him into like a Javonte or something. But if you can't get that done, I mean, hey, maybe you do go and get a Judkins or something. I don't know that he'll like be the most certain like help for you, but a great dynasty asset. Would be happy like. Getting credit for Chase Brown and a swap for him for sure.
Yeah.
And what else do we have? Yeah, and then just like anything with rookies, we were calling out like Brashard Smith.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. If you just want like some cheap.
Yeah. And Trent says sounds good, guys. Appreciate it. Yeah, our pleasure. So hopefully that helped. Definitely drop us a like, subscribe if you want to give us some support. And we are trying to get to 100 subs. So help us get there. If you enjoyed this stream, got any value out of it, definitely make sure you're subscribed. Helps us out a lot. What do you think? Should we finally call it a night here? Because I'm about to pass out.
Yeah, unless there's a buzzer beater, let's call it.
Hey, I mean, Blake, you can always go solo. We've done it before, so I'm not going to stop you. No, but I think we will sign off there. This has been, first episode of the negotiating table in the books. We got the first ever trade done with live trade done with Seb and Blake on the negotiating table. So, it's been a blast, guys.
Yeah, shout out all the viewers, like tons of viewers in here, the whole stream.
Oh my gosh.
It's
awesome. Yeah, thank you everyone for the support. Really appreciate it. And we will be back. Oh, and one last announcement. Our little film club, the movie is Whiplash. That is the movie of the week. So watch Whiplash. And we are going to talk about it at the end of our stream next Wednesday, October 8th, I believe it is. So it's just kind of a fun thing we're doing.
You'll understand when like you watch the movie, but like in my head, like the Whiplash like theme like played when you like I had like not like PTSD, but this like moment where I was just like completely zoned out and was just like I don't know, like living in the movie. Awesome movie. Gotta watch it and tune in for our Whiplash segment.
Yeah, also
the stream. Yeah,
when I put that announcement in the listener league chat, Reed says that it's a great movie. So so it got Reed's endorsement as well. Okay. By the way, Reed made us the thumbnail for tonight's live stream. So I think that turned out really well. So shout out to Reed. And also real quick, Seb, Blake and I were talking some Dexter before the live stream because Blake just started watching the series. So he's like on season 2 right now?
I'm on like season 2, episode 9 right now.
Yeah. So we might have to have Seb back on because Seb's a big Dexter fan as well. So talk some Dexter at some point.
Interesting.
Just finished the Resurrection. I finished all of them. You're gonna just enjoy the journey. I'm jealous that you get to be in it.
Such a great series, and I'm watching New Blood right now, which I'm loving. I actually have to get back to it because it's been a couple weeks now since I started it. But absolutely amazing. So we will have to talk some Dexter sometime, maybe kind of as part of the film club. But yeah, we'll have to say that for another time. But yeah, everyone, if you want to participate in Film Club, watch Whiplash by next Wednesday. And then when we talk about it at the end of the stream, you can actually know what we're talking about, and you can contribute in the live chat. Heck, you can even hop on here if you want to join the Zoom call and just talk some movies. So
yeah, absolutely. So yeah, great stream. Hope we help a lot of people out there with the questions and just trade advice and listen to us.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know if we're gonna do a start sit stream tomorrow, but hey, you never know. So look out for that, and we might do one Sunday morning as well. So